Oh.
What happened?
I had the mic muted the whole time.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to
and,
the stream.
Oh well, the game had to restart.
Oh, well, that's perfect.
I guess that works out.
Yeah.
Okay. Hotjukes.
How you doing?
Zute.
Let's get it, baby.
And I forgot to unmute the mic.
Hey, you know what, dude? It's an issue that I think we've all dealt with multiple times. Let me just put that about right there.
Okay.
And it's fine. It's fine, dude. So let's pretend that everything we just said, we didn't say.
Okay.
And let's rehash it, right?
All right.
So I was pretending that I didn't know that 4 Angry M and Bigetron were playing today.
Okay.
And it was a great joke. You guys would have loved it. You know? But they're playing today.
Yeah.
So if you guys are just get hyped, just get excited. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get into it,
We
baby.
have 4AM and BTR today. Literally the two top teams.
The two top squads.
The number 1 and number 2.
Absolutely.
They're here today.
Yep.
And we also have Onic.
So they played great yesterday.
Yeah. So if you weren't here for day number 1 yesterday, Onic, they are not a PMGC team. They are a filler team, right? We needed some teams. Some teams are still traveling. Some teams are busy.
Sure.
It's hectic right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so we need some filler teams, and one of the filler teams, Onic, never seen them before. They played yesterday, and wow,
they had the Skittles, bro. I saw it. I mean,
wow.
we saw that movement. They got tons of kills on some of the best teams on the planet. So I mean, this is definitely a squad that I'm gonna keep my eye on for sure. And that's the first time I've ever seen them here on the Zute Scrims, bro.
Yeah. So Onic was I want to see them get into fights with like 4AM and BTR.
That'd be sick.
I want to see how they
dude.
do.
What if they clad, bro?
Oh, what if they do?
That would be nuts. That'd be nuts.
Wow.
Be good to see. Good to see. I mean, obviously, I think with Scrims, like this is a great opportunity for every single team to get practice in. So I know they're not like a firm, like, oh my gosh, but at the same time, dude, like this is the best practice they're gonna be able to get before the big show coming up here in just a week.
That is true. In less than a week.
It's about a week and a half.
A week and a half.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just around the corner, baby.
It is.
Yep.
It is right around the corner.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure what issues were with the room, but we are getting a restart.
Shoot. Remakes all day, baby. I was sorry when I was casting with Dave. We seem to always get the remake, dude.
That is true.
Yeah, it's so fun because like in the back end, we're just going and we hear the producer in our ears who's just like remake, and we're just like remake, baby, and we just gotta like fill for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Great practice. So I'm used to it.
I hate remakes as a player.
Who doesn't hate remakes? But like, there's nothing to do about it, bro.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because every time it's remade, we get plane path, and then we don't. I swear. Every single time.
Dude, that is the worst.
At least it feels like that.
Right?
Yeah, at least it feels like that.
So, like, what does that do to your mental game, like, going in? When you're just like, all right, we got a perfect plane path, like, right over North George. That's where we're going. And then all of a sudden, you just see, like, a military plane path.
Yeah. Well, it's not too bad because we get screwed over by circles even harder.
So you're just used to just getting screwed, right?
Yeah. So it's like, honestly, the circle shifts are worse.
All right, that makes sense.
Like
Papa Blue, bro, you gotta get the respect from
PUBG.
Papa Blue.
PUBG has many ways to screw you over as a competitive player.
Well, that's true.
And
that makes sense. I remember one time when I was playing, I forget which tournament I was playing, but I remember that entire tournament, I could not find an M4.
Ooh. Where were you looting?
Bro, I looted all of Yasnaya as a full squad. The whole city. The whole city. The whole top end of the city.
Yeah.
And a few buildings and those 3 apartments on the east side. I'm sorry, west side.
West side, yeah.
Bro,
the big ones, right?
Yeah, the big ones.
Okay.
One member of our team found one M4.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Wow.
And I just remember thinking that after that I was like, we're done. Like I was like, I that was like the sign where I was just like, we're not winning this tournament, dude. like I don't know, dude. Something hates us. Something hates us for sure.
Okay, what's worse? Not finding. Okay, would you rather?
Dude, I mean, it was so. That is so much looting, bro. Like
that is a lot.
It took so long. So we had so much time.
Yeah.
To loot every single build, and I was just like, let's just get like a couple.
Yeah. And I think back then when you were playing the loot timer, or not the loot timer, the circle timer was even longer, right?
Yes. Yeah. Circle timer was just like It was like a couple minutes longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was just like, how do we not find anything, dude? It's crazy.
Okay. So I got the info that this server was on the incorrect server. So
okay.
So that we
restarted.
it.
Restart, no problem.
And today's matches will be set on the EU server.
Okay.
Yesterday was Asia server, I believe.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of squads that are probably over there in Dubai already.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be good.
I think I saw like 4 a.m. They like landed recently.
Nice.
Same with Nova, and yeah, I saw them on Instagram.
So you obviously have an advantage over any of the casters on the grounds that you were in Dubai during the PMGC. Yeah. So you got to see a lot of these players. Yeah. Right? So what is like some inside info that you got on like Bigetron and these other guys, you know, that we don't?
Well, BTR and 4 a.m. weren't there.
Okay.
They weren't there.
Sure.
But who was there that... There were a lot of teams there. I'm trying to think of...
Bigetron was at the Casa de Bigetron.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything in particular. Konina Power. Those guys are beefy and big as ever.
Really? So they all got the same body after all.
No,
so, you guys, that's it. You guys go look at the Konina Power player pictures, okay? On the official esports Twitter, you know, like that. It's a meme at this point, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but legit though, like each one of them are like they look like UFC fighters.
Yoked.
All 4 of them.
Caballos, dude.
There's not a single one of them that's like the odd one out. That's like a regular looking like gamer. No, you know, all 4 of them are just like big. And the great thing is though, like they are like the jolliest people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I was talking to them, and they're just so happy.
Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? I mean, how could you not be? I mean, you're in Dubai from playing a mobile game, you know, the biggest stage ever, and not to mention they're gonna make it here into the finals coming up, so it's gonna be sick, dude.
I'm really happy they made it because they actually leading up to PMGC, right? If you guys don't know, they came in 4th place.
Yes.
Which originally was not allowed to move into the PMG finals. Now, I might be wrong, but it might be 4th, might be 5th. Don't quote me on it. But basically, they weren't going to make it. I know that for sure. And the team that purposely made sure they didn't make it was Na'Vi.
Yes.
Because Na'Vi was on fire for their regional.
They were crushing it. Yeah, I remember.
And so going into the last game, they just hunted them down and stopped them from making it. But then with the rule change, since you know, like it was supposed to be all land, but you know, coronavirus, so they made it a bit bigger in the sense of like not purely land, which was why we got into. Well, okay, well, that's another story.
Yeah. But I mean, that gave a lot of these squads some opportunities, you know, which is great. But I just remember, like, even when we were casting it, I mean, that's a lot of bad blood between these 2 squads. Yeah, for sure. So I think that Konina Power in league play, I think they got a little bit of the last laugh because of Na'Vi, because they really outperformed Na'Vi.
Yeah, and Na'Vi almost didn't make it.
Sure. So at the end of the day, though, the finals, man, that's a whole different level of prize pool. We'll have to see how they do it. But here we go. Yeah. Look at this playing path, man.
Pretty fair playing path.
Really solid, dude.
54 people in the match, so 14 teams.
Okay.
Have 2 teams missing, but let's see. Na'Vi is going to go to their usual spot. They are being contested, though, by 2 other teams. Are these PMGC teams, though? Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
2 of these teams are not PMGC teams. But at least that means, like, hey, come PMGC, you're not contested, right?
Well, yeah, and plus I think it's a good, I mean, you just don't know if you're not contested, though. I mean, it's most likely they won't be. At the same time, though, I think that you should always be prepared for a squad to drop on you just in case.
Right, and Na'Vi, Matic already picked up 1 kill onto Onyx, the team we were talking about. And Na'Vi is a 2-man for this one.
Okay.
And Onyx we have, down to a 3-man. You got casualty already.
Got Tixie there, dude. Straight legend.
So which Na'Vi member was part of
Tixie?
Tixie, right?
Tixie. So Tixie was a part of Konina Power, for those of you guys that don't know. And he was like their main fragger. Like he was crushing it for that squad. So that's a big, you know, obviously change whenever Na'Vi, not this Vincere, you know, we can say that, that's their full name, came to the scene. And that is a massive, massive esports organization. So I'm really excited to see them, involved in PUBG Mobile for sure.
Okay, I just saw some people fighting in the kill feed. I'm trying to figure out where that fight is. But
Oh,
Savannah.
Swan running over people?
And we got. Ooh, what is going on here?
Look at this, bro.
Oh,
It's a par. Oh, dude, that's a bad drop. Oh, look at that, dude. To start things off. Oh, that's murder. Murder was the case.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So we were talking about 4
The
a.m.
goats, bro. They're the angriest men, dude.
The angriest.
They're the angriest. And I'll tell you what, those 2 players that just got killed, I mean, those are 2 angrier men, I think, at this point. Because that sucks, dude.
Yeah, so A1 down to just a solo. And Onyx defending against Na'Vi here. Let's switch on back over to Na'Vi.
And don't be toxic to A1 in the chat, dude. Because A1, these guys, I think they obviously had a lot of growing pains. It took them a little while to get a hold of like the meta, and there's always going to be some teams that do that because you got to realize, the shimmies,
and
the dance.
Open.
Oh, got him.
Trying to juke it, but didn't get it. He needs to get that thirst though before. Oh, he's already behind the wall.
The jukes were apparently hot enough for him to get back.
Now, okay, so what just happened? Actually, something I want to touch on.
Go ahead.
I think a lot of top tier players, when they get a knock like that,
yes,
they should stop shooting, not reload, and then finish off the thirst.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but even I do this like all the time.
It's just like you're just muscle memory.
Yeah, like right when you finish a spray, you don't want to get re-knocked or knocked back by like a team covering, and so you instantly go behind cover and reload, and then you miss out on a chance on an easy thirst sometimes.
Sure, I think that is just I think that's an attribute just due to PMGC.
Yeah,
you know, like
because usually you're not supposed to get a free knock.
Sure.
Right? Oh, that nade.
Oh, that was a beautiful nade.
And
and the flush
right away. Hisaki going down in the kill feed. I think they got the trade in the kill feed over there.
And they didn't even play in the scrims yesterday, bro. They just show up, but they're just like, all right,
they just pick up some kills.
No big deal, you
with
know, like
vehicles,
with vehicles, just run over A1, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy to see. Crazy to see. But yeah, I think that's a good point because like especially now with the whole kill point system or the point system in general, I think it definitely just shows like how important kills are.
Yeah.
You know, now that you know chicken dinners are not worth as much as they used to be in the past. So I could totally see like why you kind of have to change your playstyle a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get those
Isn't it crazy to think that chicken dinners used to be at the very beginning 30 points?
30 points.
30
bro.
points.
I remember. I
That's
mean, like
crazy
literally
to
was
think.
only went for placement. Like all you had to do was go for placement. That was it. You know, and I'm glad to see that now that it's been adjusted to where kills are just as much as done. You know?
So we have Onyx rotating out here, down to just a duo. Aura taking the rest of North George back there as a 4-man. And Tixie down to, he's just vibing by himself now.
Chilling, bro.
Yeah.
Chilling.
And he's going to get all of this to loot for himself.
It's always good to see solos, bro. Like how they try to react to these kind of situations.
Speaking of solos,
Yeah.
who do you think is the best solo player out there? I think it's Sixless. I mean,
In NA or just in the world?
I think in the world, like Sixless. Because in Berlin,
Sure.
he soloed out of his
I see what
mind
you're saying.
for
So I
SX.
see what you're saying. So like players that can handle themselves super well solo.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably have to pick Ryzen.
Ryzen?
Ryzen.
Ryzen's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Was it Ryzen that got the 1v4?
He got that. What he got that disgust. He was a 1v3 in a bush, dude.
Yeah.
That was gross.
Okay.
And not to mention like he is like their designated like snake. You know, like
Yeah.
when it comes to the end. And one thing I love about Ryzen when watching him play is he has that perfect understanding of when to play passive
True.
and when to go aggressive.
True.
And I think that is a big thing that a lot of top teams don't have. And I think that makes them different than like RRQ. A lot of squads that are like super heavy fraggers.
Right.
I think they have a little bit of a harder time of like when they see somebody run by, like they just have to shoot.
Oh, I
you
see
know,
what you're saying. Yeah.
rather than Ryzen's just like, all right, I'm gonna set the trap up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this quiet. Let them get a false sense of confidence, and
Yeah.
then just at the right time, just frag out
That's
like crazy.
true.
You know,
That's true.
that was one thing I was really.
Tixie
Oh,
getting caught by Aura. Looks like Aura ended up going back over. So that's Navi out. I mean,
okay.
just as a duo, it's the first game. You know, it's fine.
Get a little movement going. You know, get your fingers, thumbs excited for the rest of the day.
And Circle is coming in right now. BTR rotating in. Let's see. Abrupt Slayers already very
Let me guess.
centralized.
BTR coming from farm.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Coming in from the farm.
And
side.
look at that. Nobody close. See, I wonder, like, what do you think of the importance is? I don't see a lot of these top tier squads because, I mean, I remember in comp, I think camping vehicle rotations, especially from top teams, you know where they land.
That is
So if
true.
you know that circle's coming, you can go on top of the hill, like either in between Pachinki,
Yeah.
or you know Bigetron likes to rotate to that one hill next to Yellows,
Yeah.
right at the
Yeah,
bridge,
yeah.
and they like to do that dip, right?
Mhm.
So if you just like, all right, you know that zone, you're nearby. Hey, let's loot a little bit faster. Let's beat them to this spot,
Yeah.
and then just camp them out.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. And as a player, like my team has thought about certain rotations that we could just easily cut off and pick up 1 or 2 kills
On
but,
a
like,
top squad.
Yeah, on a top squad too.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, it's like while you're playing the match though,
Sure.
and like you're just waiting or thinking about setting up a trap, it's just like teams just want to do what they've practiced and.
But I'm saying, but why aren't teams practicing that?
That's a good point.
Because I don't see why not. Because to be honest with you, if I'm gonna fight 4 angry men, and this is me as Hotjukes right now, you know, I am gonna do that. You know, if I'm gonna fight Bigetron,
rather than take him straight.
hell
on,
yeah,
right?
all day long, bro. Like I want to fight Bigetron while they're in buggies driving, you know, and I'm set up watching them come. That's when I want to fight Bigetron.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to fight Bigetron when I'm in a building and they're all 4 pushing my ass. You know, I don't
Right.
want none of that. You know, so like
Right.
I just don't understand why a lot of squads don't do that, because if you do that, you're gonna have to force that. I think that's gonna disrupt a lot of these top teams from, you know, just doing what they normally do. Because like if you just go and you're like, all right, Bigetron, you're always gonna go farm. I know your vehicle rotation paths. You can study it.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat,
easily.
You know.
Yeah.
So like, hey, all right, we'll camp you. We'll take out.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. Black, white.
Oh, got in.
He
Out
got-
of the car.
He's stuck. Oh, ran?
Oh, 1 HP. Here comes the push already.
Oh yeah, dude, that is a risky one. That's a free pickup. They want that. They want that. Oh, he bopped one. Oh, what?
Oh, he got 2.
No way.
Third
Run
one
over!
coming in. Oh,
Run
gosh,
over!
Kunina
Let's
power.
go! Let's go! DGR, bro. Sage
That's
his
2
team.
knocks though. This Evo's
that
team
was
can
nice.
easily come back and wipe KP out.
You know he's screaming right now. You know he's screaming. He's gotta be.
We have Fox on the different angle and Black White already immediately covering, and that's another one knockdown.
Oh my gosh.
Black White must have got his second one. So that's 2 knocks. I think there should be one more. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Black White.
got him!
The skirmish of skirmishes.
Where is
right
he?
now.
Like, I mean, if I was Black White, I'd be like, why is he there?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, this
okay,
Evo
so
squad is
do you,
split.
do you remember yesterday when I was talking about teams rotating? Sometimes they're really tight together.
Sure.
Sometimes they're too far apart. This is one of the cases where it's like, I wouldn't say perfect distance,
But
because
just a little farther.
yeah, they could have been a little bit closer together to have a quicker setup to help out their teammate, but they were still far enough, but still close together enough
to get
and
that.
and that like spacing
Sure.
to react to that and support their teammate and pick up. I think they picked up 2 kills essentially off of Konino power.
That was big.
Yeah, but the biggest thing was definitely that one guy shooting out 2 people out of the car in the very beginning.
That's a nutty shot
Yeah.
right there for sure.
He made this whole entire play happen for the team.
But that also makes a good point though, right? Because like when he got ran over, if his squad was just a little bit tighter, like you mentioned, it could have been, you know, 10 seconds tighter. That would have allowed them to be able to instantly get those returns.
Yeah.
Or possibly knock out DGR from even getting them. So that's a good point, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy how that
But you don't want
distance
to be
matters.
too tight.
Yeah, you can't be too
If
tight.
you're too
yeah,
tight, everybody shoots at your little convoy, and you're all forced to just drive.
True.
Because you're all in one spot, and then you're stuck.
Makes sense. That's something that I don't think I've ever really considered either. That distance, that's a really, really good point. Yeah, because I think if you are just on top of each other, they would have been done for sure.
Wow. Okay. So other teams are rotating in right now. We
Here
have
they go.
4 a.m.
And-
Where is the? Oh, 4 a.m. is already in the thick of it. Savano here. It was 4 a.m. already 4 kills.
No problem. all 4 people up, you know.
They're about to pick up another 4.
Oh, here we go.
Savano, juking, finding that tree perfect. Sometimes, and Sook with the Overwatch in the back, getting Nova. Savano, gets the thirst, gets the finish.
Look at that shot. Oh, that was a great Molotov. That was
Molotov,
nice.
But I don't think that's enough to stop.
Oh, yeah, maybe it is.
And is that another run over? Oh, no, Hasaki going down to 1 HP, hopping out the buggy. Oh, this is definitely a big throw for a team like 4AM here. And Sook getting third party by Slayers. It's all down to Hasaki now.
Man, just like that, just straight chaos. What a crazy turn right there as well. I mean, that's what's so crazy about this high-end competitive level. And I think that's where 4 Angry Men, I think that's their only weakness. Is I think they get a little too confident. Like I think sometimes. I mean, it makes sense.
This is scrims.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, this is a perfect example whether it's scrims or not, right? I think that if when they get like super strict and are like decide to play passive or together, they're almost unstoppable. But then sometimes I think they're like, all right, we're up a man. Let's just send it.
That's true.
You know, because they're like, all right, this is a squad I think we can take out. And then they do that, and then all of a sudden they're just wiped. And that's like really only their, the only thing that could possibly
they're down to 2-man now, but they're continuing this push. They could just leave, right?
Sure.
But they want to take this fight. They want to practice these engagements right now.
And that's a great thing for them to do. Nice smoke there.
Oh, that grenade almost thirsting out Hasaki.
But watch, like, I bet you right now that Chwan is the only one alive. Oh, was that it?
Wow.
You got him? Wow, what a beautiful molly.
Just perfect.
Beautiful. That was on the money. Here he goes. Through the smoke.
Now he's got to worry about his backside.
Go switch, yeah.
I mean, good try.
Overwhelmed. But that was a really good effort, for sure.
As far as 4AM goes, like, when I watch them in tournaments, their discipline, I don't think I've ever seen... Have they, like, ever thrown a match?
I think I saw a couple times, and it was really because of that. It was really because of that. I think it's the fact that, you know, they're like, all right, we can take these squads easy, and then they just do a kind of a little bit of a reckless push. Okay. And you gotta realize this is PUBG Mobile Championship.
Right.
Every single team there is a threat, without a doubt. I mean, they're a top team from their region. Sure, obviously there's some that are a little bit more tight and on point than others. But any squad can pop off at any moment.
Right. For
sure. And I think we even saw 4 Angry Men get 2v4'd in Picado against, I think it was Airwolf. Was it Airwolf or?
I don't recall.
It was a team that I know that wasn't doing too. I forget the name. I forget the squad exactly right now. But I specifically remember that 2v4. So that just goes to show that any squad can pop off at any moment. And I think the scary part about that is that now, finals only 4 days. 4 days, so no more super weekends you can miss out on. I mean, if a team pops off on the first day, that could be it.
Tantrum with the DP, not hitting any shots. The return.
Is he laying down? That's a weird position.
On the roof.
Yeah. I mean, like it looked like when he was like he peeked back. It didn't look like he was laying down, but he was still just there.
So we have this is a zone that you rarely ever see.
Sure.
And footballists, they might crash into this team.
All of a sudden, GG.
By Microboy, BTR.
There we go.
And, look at BTR's positioning on this map right now.
So clutch.
Okay, so for me, anytime I see a top team on any spot in the zone, I'm just instantly like, oh, that's such a good spot. Yeah.
They're gonna win this. That makes sense.
Why can't my team be in those spots at these times? But honestly, it's more like I could put them anywhere in this circle, and just because I know they're such a good team, I'm instantly like,
they're gonna win it. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, but look.
Oh, Zuxi going down.
That's a big knock right there.
Yeah, but they did get a knock on the close players, so this is gonna buy them some time. Let's see. We'll be able to crawl back some. And both teams hopefully will be able to reset.
I like the grouping. Decided to go for that reset first. I think that those smokes are a little bit a little passive because that's going to kind of reduce their sight lines, especially after a couple knocks.
Right.
So I think right now they should be trying to really work on getting intel.
They're getting shot in the back by Evos too, so they kind of have to keep the smokes tight like that.
But at least on their backs, you know. But up front, I mean, like those smokes. I think that those smokes should be coming from Bigetron onto them.
Right.
You know, so that they're smoking themselves there.
Is Liquid also knocking? I'm just trying to heal up here. Zuxy's still bleeding.
But look, with those smokes too, he's gonna have time. They're gonna probably, maybe.
Micro Boy.
Yeah, they're gonna go for it.
We'll try and get that revive. These nades are gonna be deadly.
But they don't know where they're at, I don't think.
I mean,
Oh, never mind. That one tipped him.
Yep. That nade got him. And another BTR.
Oh, there we go.
And Micro Boy.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta give up on the player.
Sure, and I think that I think it's because of those smokes. I think they had that little sense of it, and I think that he just kind of threw a blind nade. Since he caught him in the edge, they just threw that follow up. And just caught him.
BTR in a 2v3 now.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Now.
It's just the Lux. Can he do it?
Oh, that's a good start. Oh, and the third party helping out right now. Another Evos Fox getting one onto Slayer.
From long range. Oh.
And Luxy sees it in the kill feed. He's going aggressive now.
Switching a nade.
He's got that nade.
Luxy.
Got the cook.
4-3.
And another one. He's going to throw this one a bit further now. Fortunately, he does not know where they are exactly.
He's going to go for the res.
He'll get the res, but
here comes
Evo's coming
Evos.
in.
Yep.
Doing the same exact push.
And Bigetron's going to hear this for sure. Oh, has to switch to that overhand.
That's another one. So,
man, why is Bigetron always seems to get saved in these situations? Like, in all honesty, like if there's any squad, they remind me of like back when Bale was playing. You know, like always like in situations where like they're
getting
pushed, and they it looks like they're about to die. Some squad just comes, wipes them out, and they just get away. You know?
You know what it is?
What?
Positioning.
BTR
and top teams just set themselves in a spot where it's like, if they get pushed, all they have to do is stall it out.
Oh!
And
Evo's in trouble.
You know who's winning this fight though?
Who?
BTR.
Bigetron. That's what I'm saying. Because now they're reset.
Look at the zone shift.
And they have the hill.
They have the hill. BTR hears these shots and they're just monitoring the kill feed right now.
And now they can just third party that fight in between these two teams, take them both out, and now they'll have a ton of loot. Oh, wow. And there goes Evo's. Done.
What a shot. That was like through the grass.
Very, very tight shot.
Indeed. Is Slayer going to get...
And look at this.
Oh, okay. They're down to 2 now.
Now it's a 2v2 between Bigetron and Bigetron at position. But
Looks
see, Bigetron also realizes too, like, hey, you know what? Let's just take zone.
Yeah.
Like, let's just give up on the fight. Let's go ahead and secure this because we can get top position right here.
That's true.
Yep. So good to see that. And their game sense is so strong. Oh, order!
Yeah.
Nova
BTR
XQF.
Just down to 1. So Nova has been chilling here. 4 up still.
Crushing it.
It looks like he's looking for the last player, BTR. I think he's pretty aware the first one already crossed into the building. And he's just monitoring that side right now. Let's take a look at what Luxy sees here.
What are they going to do?
Oh, they're actually going to go aggressive. I think this is definitely Nova keeping track of the kill feed.
For sure.
And knowing at most there's just one of BTR.
Yep. And these squads are so good at detecting when there's just like somebody, the odd man out. Oh, it's grenade. Done.
Yep. Instant.
Beautiful.
I love seeing that because I think most teams would just leave that player there. Like, their edge is circle. If we get zone, we kill him. If we don't get zone, he's got to come out. We kill him.
Yep.
Right? And that type of thinking, you know, it works sometimes, but like a lot of these times, like even if you leave one top player alive, like any player,
sure,
you never know how they're gonna like.
It could bite you in the butt.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
bad, so bad. I mean, that is. I mean, I like the fact that they're just going in there and just saying, you know what, let's just clear our heads, make sure that they're gone. So we get a little bit of confidence. Oh wow.
No, that was definitely a bait. What Order did there, he drove right by them in the buggy, and instantly 2 players from Nova set up to cover him.
Got that intel too. Now he knows exactly where they are.
Yeah, now Cat going for the push. One person. They're clearing out this side of the circle. They got zone.
Oh, nice little underhand nade.
So like,
Fire. Oh, Oh, and that smoke. So now they have no. Now they're stuck. Yeah. Once that smoke came out, that reduced their sight lines completely, and now Nova's just gonna press them so hard.
Cat FPV grass looking for the snake Slayer onto though.
Like done.
Yep. Order picking up.
Tell me like just like how important like. I don't think people realize how one bad smoke from your teammate can wipe your whole squad. Yeah,
so like smokes when you see when you're the aggressive team, right? And you get a knock on a team and instantly they just cover themselves in smokes. That means they're going for a res.
Yep.
Or they have no intentions of shooting back.
Absolutely. Pure defensive mode.
And that's like a pure sign for the aggressive team to run up, throw a bunch of nades, like done.
Easy.
Yeah. So
that's crazy though. Like for example, I think there's like let's say if you're a team on top of the hill, right? Like your team on top of the hill, you have pure oversight, but one of your players gets knocked, and you smoke him, and it reduces your full sight line. And that squad at the bottom is just like, hello, we're gonna come up and get this down. And that's so crazy to see, especially at this level. These squads can definitely recognize when that time is.
Order picking up that one too. Nova is popping off right now. Paraboy knocked, but he will get revived. His teammate instantly popping on over. And Nova is controlling this zone. So earlier, you remember when they pushed the last member of BTR?
Yes.
So if they decided not to push him, right, that zone shifted. And it's like, hey, we got to take care of this guy now. They go and take care of him. That team at the top, the duo.
Yeah, sure.
Right? That team at the top, the duo, they could third party that.
Easily.
Right?
Yep.
But instead, Nova, what did they do? They took the initiative to take out BTR first, clean out that side, and then when that duo got up there, they didn't have to worry about any other teams.
And they just do it piece by piece. You know, I love that. How they all focus their attention on just this one. All right, let's take this person out, then we're going to go ahead and take the next step.
When they didn't have to.
When they didn't have to.
That's the most important thing.
Yep.
A lot of teams, when they don't have to go aggressive and push a team, they don't.
That's true.
And that, I feel like...
They'd rather play safe. They're like, yo, we don't risk nothing.
And I feel like at the top level, a lot of teams could even still improve upon that.
That makes sense.
Taking initiative to go aggressive, even if you don't have to get just more control like Nova did.
But I ain't going to lie, though, dude. Come LAN time, I think we're going to see even top teams make that mistake.
Yeah.
Just because, the pressure's so high, they're just like, you know what? We could push this one player, but let's just hold on because we don't have to move, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But you're right. That makes all the difference right there. Konina Power running a duo. Cat's got, Nova has this whole side controlled so well. Yeah. Order's pushing this pretty solo. This is a little bit of an ego push, in my opinion.
His teammate.
So, let's see. Dude, so nice.
Down to players of Konina Power. Oh, the Overwatch cat goes down here.
Out-angled.
Making it a 2v... Oh, what is this? A 2v2?
One
is getting revived.
One nade. One nade from Konina.
Order's holding this down, though. Konina Power needs to go aggressive on this right.
Yep. Oh,
that,
that was so close.
That's what they were waiting for.
Yep.
They were waiting for that nade. That nade was so close.
They so Nova, I think right now they're just controlling zone. They're like, all right, now let's just let's relax up a little bit on the aggression. Now that we had some, let's get some resets going.
Yep.
And
Order 7 kills right now.
Wow.
Gonzo
very good
goes
finish
down,
from Kobo. That's a big one.
Throws a nade. You know it's a 3v1 now.
I think he assumes the other player. Oh, here's those shots. Quick flick. And that's it, baby. Nova
taking the first match.
Getting the dub, dude.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
So, we didn't even mention Nova's playing today.
Oh, yeah. Nova XQF.
Yeah, so here you go. Nova.
No big deal.
Taking the first chicken
One of the top teams on the planet, you know? Love to see that.
So, speaking of Nova, right?
Yeah.
I think they finished, like, what, 7th place overall at the very end?
I believe so.
7th? Something like that. Basically not as good as a lot of people were expecting.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think the fact that they missed a super weekend
definitely
was, like, in my eyes, unexcusable. I was like, dude, there's no, Nova, you have no business missing a super weekend, you know?
Yeah.
At the same time, though, it happens, you know. Like it does. You know, we can't just say like, oh, a squad's immortal, you know.
Yeah.
But especially, I think the biggest issue in my eyes is I think Nova struggled a lot just due to the fact of hand injuries, bro.
Hand injuries.
Hand injuries. Yeah.
Oh.
Because they won PEC, right?
Okay.
$400,000.
Oh.
You have to count all that money.
Right.
And when you're counting all those hundreds, you know,
right.
and your hands are going to be dying, bro.
Yeah.
So I think that they had some recovery time, you know,
Yeah.
to possibly go ahead and get their hands a little bit in point. And I think one day just the cramps were just a little too hard.
Yeah. Too much money.
Sucks, dude.
Too much money counting.
You know, but you know what? I think that the good thing about when you have that much money, you know, when you're sweating, like, are you going to make it to the finals? You can dab it. You know what I'm saying? You can just go like this. Perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
So Nova was the champions of PEC, right?
That's correct.
So a lot of people were expecting them to do like...
Oh, I mean, I
like
expected them to be
five,
top
right?
3.
Top 3.
To be honest, yeah.
Right. But here's my take. So throughout Nova's like entire career,
sure,
right? They always clutch it up when it really matters.
And that
at the very end,
you cannot train, bro.
Yeah.
That you cannot train. Like the thing is, like that's the hardest part. I think a lot of people don't understand about comp. Like you can be the best player online, like just crushing it. And the thing is that you will never know if that person's going to be the best player when it comes to when you put the pressure on.
Right.
Because you see some people that are just like, they just crumble.
Yeah. And
you have some guys who are maybe not as good, but they play the same, if not better, under pressure. And it's just what it is. It's craziness.
All right. So next up, we are going to have Aaron Gill again.
Ooh, back-to-backs.
Yeah, back-to-back.
Love to see it.
So, yeah, just to finish up on the Nova topic. Like, so PE, is it called PEC or PEL? PC.
PC.
PC. Yes. So, yeah, championship.
Yes.
PC Elite. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
PC
PC,
championships.
They got first, right? Do you know how they did on the league stage leading up to PEC?
How?
Not that good.
So maybe
they
consider league play, which is ridiculous because league play first place is 300K.
Yeah,
it's still a lot.
You know, it's still a lot.
But now I think first place for the finals is like 700K plus. I mean, it's like so. I mean, that's a nice chunk of cheddar right there. That's a big difference.
So sure. I'm not saying they don't take league stage seriously. Like all these teams take it seriously, of course. But it's just some players and some teams, right?
Yeah.
When it's like, okay, this is it. This is the finals final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something just clicks. And everybody's heads, the whole team plays completely differently. And I think that's what we saw in PEC championships versus PEC league stage. Right? 4 a.m. dominated PEC league stage, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
I think they got I'm pretty sure they got first place during the league portion.
And they didn't do that solid in the finals.
In the finals they got either second. They got second.
Oh, they got second. I'm sorry.
They got second. And Tempo Soren came in third.
That's correct.
And the other Chinese team came in
fourth. I was thinking
right.
that they came in fourth for some reason. Yeah.
So I mean 4 a.m. did good still.
Yeah.
But Nova, right? Bad on league stage, or not bad, but you know, not the best,
insane, yeah,
right. But then finals, they pop off, and same with other championships, right? Like they always make it to top 3. So when very first time I played against Nova was in Berlin. They were in the qualifying rounds with us.
Oh. Okay.
So like basically, I believe the top 4 moved on to the finals, right? So the fact that they were in the qualifying rounds means they didn't knock it out of the park to be final invite.
Sure.
Right? So they were in the qualifying rounds with us. They qualified over. And then I believe that finals, they got like second.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just like finals, they always pick it up somehow.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy to think about. And not to mention, bro, like in this finals that's coming up, everybody, if Nova XQF, Bigetron, or 4 Angry Men, if they win first place, I think that would make them $1 million team.
They haven't made $1 million yet?
I mean, they will make $1 million in prize pool.
Oh.
$1 million in prize pool. I mean, are they worth $1 million already? I think so. I mean, but without a doubt, I mean, we got players that are getting swapped in this region for like $1.5 million, you know, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like winning $1 million in prize pool playing PUBG Mobile is insane.
It is.
I mean, there's PC squads that haven't touched that amount of money.
Right.
You know, that get all like a ridiculous amount of backing too. So I mean, that just goes to show how much mobile's coming. It's only gonna get better. We're just getting started, baby. Let's go.
Do you want to tell the stream real quick, like the progression of prize pool over the 3 years
dude.
for PUBG Mobile?
So nuts! It's insane. I mean, I remember hearing PMSC Star Challenge of what the prize pool was, and I remember being like, guys, it is $400,000. Like, oh my god, you know, like it's like freaking out. And then 2 years later, I mean, we're talking about the prize pool that's coming up. Yeah, you know, $14 million, bro, announced.
That's crazy.
Insanity, dude.
That is crazy.
And it's just like, it just seems to just not just like almost every few months, like double. Yeah. Over and over and over again, bro. So, I mean, 2021 is going to be the year of esports for PUBG Mobile. Right. I think this is where it's going to go from like, it's already here. But then it's going to go from here to just like, where the hell is it going, bro? It's insane.
That's true. That's true.
And it's going back to Dubai, bro.
It's insane.
Like, how nuts is that?
That's the other thing. These tournaments are held at the most extravagant places ever.
I mean, Footballist was chilling in the Maldives.
Yeah.
You know, in the Maldives.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know,
and they had the other one in Malaysia that I got to go to. It was very nice.
I'll tell you what. The one thing that I knew where the day where I was like, I'm gonna really get into this was obviously, you know, we went to PMGC in Dubai, and I just remember I was with the one of the managers from Cloud9.
Okay.
Right. And this guy had been in esports for a long time. Saw everybody, and I remember talking to him, and I remember watching him because I am just like shell shocked at like what's all going on here, you know.
Right.
And I asked him, I'm like, dude, have you ever seen?
Like, is this normal?
I was like, yeah, is this normal? And he looked at me. He literally goes and looks into my eyes, and he's just like, this is not normal. This is not normal. And I remember him, I feel like I can tell people pretty well.
Right.
And when I was watching him look at the stage and look at everything, I could see the wheels turning. You know. And he looked at me and he goes, and he told me straight up, like honestly, he was like, dude, I was like, I have never seen an event this big. Like, I've never seen a production value. Like, he's like, I've never seen an event this big. I was
that was the very first event, too.
The very first big event. And I remember asking him, and this was 2 years ago. And then I was like, what do you mean? I was like, so you never, I mean, come on. You've been seeing PC, like, the biggest PC tournaments ever. I was like, there's no way you can see it. He's like, look. He looks at me, look, I've never seen an event this big. He's like, I've got PC players asking me, like, yo, can I just go? Like, can I go and check it out? You know, like that's how insane it was, and that's what
should I sell my PC and buy the most decked out phone? Buy like 3 of them?
You know, and this is the crazy thing. I think that for everybody watching right now, and obviously we probably have a ton of people watching. This is what I love about mobile. Mobile's only been around, like competitive PUBG Mobile has been around for only 2 years. Right. So the great part about it is if you feel like you're a strong player. The big difference, I think, from playing mobile, especially right now, if you're watching this right now, if you're a PC player and you're trying to be professional on PC, you got to recognize, like, you got people like Shroud, right? Who has been playing FPS shooters on a mouse and keyboard for 10 years. Literally could be a doctor. You know, literally a doctor at that point from practicing that much on mouse and keyboard. So even when a new FPS game comes out, those people have those mechanical skills for so long. And one thing I love about mobile is that it's such a new platform playing at this high level that it's only been 2 years deep. So you have some players who have been playing nonstop like us, you know, since it came out.
But it's like 2 years versus 10 years of...
That's correct. So basically, the learning curve to try and get up to that high level is not as high. You know, so you could easily... right now, pick up that phone, put in a ton of hours, and get to a level where you can play on this stage. I mean, we saw Execute literally come qualify through PMCO, get into the finals. They all guys got to travel, got to go to Dubai, and life-changing experience. You know, so I mean, that's what's so sick. And honestly, so like as I'm saying, you can literally pick it up now, get a team together, put in some work, and we can hopefully see you on the big stage.
That's true. That's true.
That's a big difference.
I think if you're a fan of esports, right? Like, and you want, if you ever thought about competing or like what it's like, I think mobile is definitely the way to go right now.
So fun, dude.
Yeah.
So fun. I mean, the fact that you can compete anywhere, and not to mention, dude, the biggest difference too is the cost of entry is so much lower on mobile. Think about it, right? Like, let's say
compared to like getting a PC.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you wanted to buy the top phone, and you're in a country where it's a little bit more pricey, you know, $1,000, right? $1,000 for that phone, and now you have literally the same equipment that the top players have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to like on PC.
Not only that.
Yeah.
It's a phone.
It's a phone.
Everyone uses phones.
Everyone. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, so you can go out there and invest in that, and you have the same equipment, as opposed to like, I just remember like, even like, you know, not to quote him again, but I just remember like Dr. Disrespect, right? He was like talking about like, oh yeah, I'm on a $200,000 gaming setup. Right? Who's gonna invest $200K? You know, like I don't even have $200K to blow on a setup. I mean, my setup here is pricey. I mean, it's expensive setup, you know, but I mean, at the same time, right? Like, if you were like, oh, I want to be a top PC player, and you can, in your mind, you can be like, damn, I don't have that high-end graphics card.
Yeah, you need 144 hertz monitor.
Yes.
You need really good graphics card.
Yep.
You know, those really good mouse, like easily 70, 80 bucks.
You're talking about $4 or $5 grand minimum.
Yeah.
You know, to be even near that level of the top players. So the fact that you can just do it on mobile right now, pick it up, put in the hours, and be on top. I mean, guys, I was a farmer 2 years ago. I've traveled all over the world now.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm telling you, it's awesome. It really is great, dude. And PUBG Mobile, I'll tell you what. To any game I played before, their team in the background, they do more for like the community, players, everything that I felt than any other game. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I think the second match. Yep, we are in the second match right now.
Perfect.
Back on Aaron Gell.
Give me 1 second. I want to mute this real quick. Okay, just real fast too. Perfect. Let's go. You know what? Let me go ahead and let me tweet the people, bro. I mean, make sure the people see this real quick. Let me go real fast.
Oh yeah. We're going into game number 2.
Yep. Let me see. Nova XQF.
And scores are being done. They will be shown, I believe, after this one.
Okay.
If not, after the 4 games are played.
Nice. So let me just do this real quick. I want to let the people know because this is so sick, dude. Let's see, Nova XQF. Already won the first map. Already winning the first match. Come join the fun.
4 a.m. already ran like 3 people over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And okay, we got the plane path right now for you guys. It is going to be east to south from Lapavka down to military base. Now this one's going to be quite a far stretch from Georgepol. From North Georgepol, right? And we saw 3 teams land North Georgepol.
That's true.
In our first match. So we might see some teams going for some cars in the same spots. We might get some more people getting run over.
Let's see. I mean, we know that Farm's right there, so Bigetron, they're going to have it easy, you know? That's so crazy that Bigetron, one of the top squads, lands Farm.
Yeah, Farm, not a lot of loot.
Not a lot of loot, dude.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's very like when I was looking at like, all right, what place would I want to drop? I thought Milta was such a strong point.
Yeah.
Because it's a good choke point in case zone goes south.
Right.
And also you're able to gatekeep bridge, you know, in case it does go north, and you have a squad there. A lot of different options, you know, but Farm, it's kind of similar, you know, and it's not, it's a little bit off of Pachinki as well, so you can get pretty central. You have you have the west side of the map, so if it goes north, you can go all the way up and around. You don't have to go through bridges, so I mean, it's a pretty interesting spot, I think, you know, to see.
And okay, so we have A1 landing here with 4 a.m. again, so let's see if they get their revenge from what happened in the first game.
I mean, you gotta understand, A1, you got no business landing with 4 a.m. You just don't. Like, they're the top team. You know, like, they are the #1 squad. They have an MVP on their line. I mean, it's so... Because even... Your A1 Esports... Let's be real. Let's be real. Your A1 Esports...
Okay. Oh, someone just got crossbow.
No way.
Spav? Yeah, Spav just crossbow the player. Okay, well, I mean... what I'm missing is...
Yeah.
He got the finish with the crossbow. Where is that?
Who was it on? I didn't see it.
Arrow... Yeah, they're fighting right now.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, it's down here. Both these teams have like the same
Who's
color.
against Zeus? Oh, dude, that is a feels bad. Oh, wow. Zeus with the crossbow, dude.
Godless.
That is nuts.
Oh, Arrow Potato. Separated from his teammate, Rena.
That's GG, bro.
So Potato.
That's it. It's over.
Potato's isolated.
I gotta put that in there too, bro. We got a crossbow kill, dude.
Unfortunate that I missed that one.
I mean, how are you supposed to tell though?
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy. That's insane.
So Potato. So there's 3 up from Team Arrow. And oh, the third member is really far away, coming in on a car. Maybe he might be able to find a supporting angle for Potato here. Potato just continuing to loot up, and the 4 a.m. fight between A1 is breaking up. Sook with the first opening knock onto A1.
Let me go over here. Let me see if I can put this here.
Which fight should we watch?
Dude, I mean,
Potato
honestly,
or
I think 4 Angry Men
Four
up
Angry
there
Men?
is going to be
Okay.
pretty interesting
Go
against
back over
A1.
here.
A1 has a huge fan base. One of the, you know, and I think that's really big, dude. Having a really, you know, large amount of people supporting you, I think is just so imperative, especially at this high level. Look at Sook.
Yeah, he got the opening knock here.
You know,
So
people punching people out on the kill feed. This is popping, dude. Let's go. Let me go over here. Put this here.
So notice how even though 4M got the first knock, they're not doing anything.
That's true.
They know the knock they got on is isolated. They're gonna wait and see.
Bait him out.
Yeah, if the teammates are gonna try and go for the revive, potentially get another knock. So they're just playing this slow, getting more information right now. And Potato goes down in the kill feed, and he gets thirsted. And there is a trade though. Rena getting 1, and Rena gets traded right back. I think that's the end for Arrow. And this nade by Savano. Is it good? Oh, I think he cooked it just a second too long. Sook's got another nade here. Let's see if this one.
Tough to see. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure that people gotta see this, bro.
And this Kobe looks like it's good. And oh, how did that not even damage him? That looked like it landed perfectly.
Perfect. Let's go. Let's see. He can just see the hesitation. He's like, do I push this? I
No,
want to. I
think he was baiting him out.
Oh. Couple bullets.
He pushed out baiting for the shots because look, Sook it has over.
Oh, nice angle.
Overwatch, right? So Savano wanted to run out. Oh my god.
What a shot there, dude.
All right.
Ironside M4, bro.
Instant.
And you can just see there was zero. It almost looked like there was just zero recoil period. Like, I mean, just laser.
And the fact that there were so many windows there, right? He instantly aimed at him.
Instantly.
So no hesitation, perfect flick almost. Yeah. So I mean, okay, I guess you're right.
That's gross.
You have no business fighting for it.
Well, this is what I was trying to get at. This is what I was trying to get back at that before I did the tweet, right? Like, A1 you have no business fighting 4 Angry Men early on. Look, I mean, if you're watching this, no business. And I mean this with the utmost respect on the grounds of this. Even if you win the fight against 4 AM, even if you kill them, they are taking one of them with you. They're taking one of you with them, without a doubt. So that's the problem. Is like when you face a top team in those kind of engagements, you're gonna have one. You're gonna lose a player. Yeah. If not 2, if not 3. Right. You know, and just losing, and you can just attest to it. What is it like losing 1 player?
It's
early on.
It changes the way you play.
100%.
A lot.
Like.
And Evo's getting taken out here. Solve this. Try to hold that one before there.
And especially, this is not league play coming up. This is not so many weeks where you can have those games where you did that. this is 4 days where every single point is going to be devastating, dude. So, like, you cannot afford to lose anybody early on. Give that team the respect. Yasnaya is big enough for both of you guys to loot.
True. That is true. If
So-
you want to loot like Yasnaya, it is big enough for 2 teams.
So you could easily just go and be like, all right, 4 Angry Man, where y'all dropping? All right, you have that side of Yasnaya. We're going to instantly loot here. Go ahead on the other side. Get a vehicle. Move away.
Right.
Literally. Don't even try to engage them. Unless you obviously see one running across the street like an idiot.
Yeah.
Which they're not going to do, you know? Then you get that knock and thirst. But even at that point, if you get that knock and thirst, I would just dip. I'd be like, hey, all right, you know,
Yeah, go out of
sucks
point.
to suck, you know,
Let's
like, you
go.
know, like, I'll take that, you know, you deal with a 3-man down. We'll deal with our 4, you know? It's just like when you're dealing with these top teams early on, it's just too risky, dude, too risky. I mean, how many times have we ever seen an early engagement with 4 Angry Men where they just got wiped and didn't kill one player?
Never.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, why would you do that? You know, and you're coming in 16th, you know? So, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, at this high level, you have to be adaptive.
Yeah.
You have to be.
And
at the
like
same point though,
the
it's
way the way 4AM won that fight too, it was so dominant.
So
like it
gross.
wasn't like what I want to point out was everybody was spread out. It wasn't like they grouped up and pushed in and like brute force. It was literally like each player so deadly from their own position that they just pick by pick by pick.
so good. They don't make mistakes. And that's the problem too, is like I think like early on in the tournament, I think that's where you can catch a little bit more squads off guard. Like first game. Because, you know, there's nerves coming into it, maybe you have some shakiness. But you gotta realize 4 and Graham, they do this shit for a living, baby. You know, like they this is their game, you know, at this point. So they're gonna have way more experience, way more confidence at the start. So if you're a squad that's a little bit more inexperienced, you just got no business engaging them early on. Like give them their respect, dip, maybe have somebody fly out the plane about 100 meters later. You know what I'm saying? Just so that way they can get that parachute, get the vision of where their squad, that other squad is, and then just loot off of them, dude.
Oh, football isn't Kamino Power getting into a fight.
Ooh, they're all rocking in one. 4AM's all rocking in one vehicle too.
Oh wow, that was a
Quick one.
long distance. One of Konina Power does go down. Looks like Rom might be going for a off angle here. Does spot the car of Konina Power. Sees the rest of them driving away. Luce pushing up.
Oh,
Black White. Is this buggy flipped over?
That's interesting to see.
So it looks like Luce is gonna try and get flipped here. He is getting shot at. Oh, one of Konina Power falls out of the car.
Oh no, dude.
And Nova versus 4AM. Oh, where's this fight going on? It is a fast one.
There we go.
2 trades. Nova just pulling up, or 4AM pulling up onto Paraboy. Getting shot at Savano is knocked. Got the 2 Chinese. Okay,
Here they come.
look at this. So this is like
Very close. That
fast-
distance.
fast moving angles. Two Chinese teams fighting each other.
Oh, and they
Cat-
want. Oh, Cat got caught.
Cat got caught. But look at this order on the other side. And then you got to support again from this side from Cool Boy.
He takes out Tron. That's a huge one. Sabano goes down.
We gotta keep the map this wide angle because these Chinese teams, they maneuver around each other so fast. It is literally like a game of chess, but on crack.
Oh, crack! Chest on crack, baby. Let's go. So you can see here as we look down, actually on the kill feed as well.
So we got a 2v2 and a 1v1 on each respective side. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Order versus now it's a 1v1.
No, nice 1v1. You got a camera covering the fight, by the way. Just let you know. Perfect.
We'll go over to Order and Hasaki here.
Going for that quick first aid. Oh, he's gonna catch him. Oh, perfect angle
Gonna take
there.
down that one. Now they're getting the reset. Sook's getting the reset on Sinhei. And
He gets caught from
BTR.
BTR, dude.
BTR
Oh
is
my
here.
goodness.
BTR pulling up and they.
Oh
4AM
my
and
gosh,
Nova both
dude.
Wiped out.
Bigetron Esports coming into the
Do
party.
you think when they saw that kill feed, they are like, we're joining this?
They're just like this.
Yeah.
You know, putting that ear to the ground. You know, like where are those shots at?
Yeah.
And they hear them nearby. They're like, yo, let's because Nova, 4 Angry Men. If you're gonna take them out,
Yeah.
Third party is the way to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're Bigetron, you want those easy fights and easy points, and not to mention, you know that these 2 top squads, they're gonna have a ton of loot.
Yeah.
So to get those kill points, get that looted up like that. Oh,
not just
beautiful.
that, like you take out these 2 top squads, that gives you so many more kills left on the map to take for yourselves. Because these 2 squads will kill off other teams.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, they're looted. ICY.
This is just
there
a
goes his buggy.
skirmish. So
Done.
many teams.
I don't know why he got out right there. That's tough.
This is a circle.
Did he hit
on
that?
the edge.
They didn't even shoot out his tires. That's nuts. Oh, they're pressing him now.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. On to clear power. It's up to Gonzo.
And BTR is literally like
Little Alamo.
500 meters away.
Yeah. They're hearing all this too.
Icy pulling the nade. Gone. Down to 1 HP. And he runs in. And that
Did he throw through the window? Nice.
Let's take a look
Well
at
done.
what BTR is doing. Oh, BTR.
Luxy. Oh, Luxy down.
Luxy down by Footballers. Footballers over here. Oh, and they get thirst on Luxy too.
Quick thirst. Take out one of the bros real quick.
Footballers, another one of the top strong teams with high fragment power getting involved in on this one.
Now, one thing's a big moment. We'll talk about it here as this fight goes on. Is here, people are able to see the knocks, right?
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah.
So in PMGC,
Oh.
a lot of people don't know that.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that, but
The kill feed.
the kill feed, when you knock somebody, it just said team player, right? It didn't say who it was.
Yeah.
So you only knew who you killed
When
until
someone
you
gets
killed them,
thirsted. Yeah.
right? So like, how much of a difference do you feel that made when it came to competing?
It honestly changed a lot in my opinion, because you couldn't third party a team unless if the other team killed someone. And usually long distance fights, it's just a bunch of knocks. No one gets thirsted. No one gets bled out. And if someone does bleed out, it is so much later, and it takes so much longer for you to get that information. So that by the time you get that information, zone's about to shift.
Sure.
Or something else happens, and you have to deal with that.
So that makes it's harder to track kill feed, right?
Yes,
it's hard.
definitely.
So like that makes sense. So like, for example, let's say if you see the kill feed and you see a Bigetron player go down, and you get a knock on one, if you had that intel, you would know instantly at that moment.
Yeah.
They're down to 2 people.
Yeah.
You know, but like you mentioned, if it
Yeah.
takes a long time for him to bleed out,
Yeah.
then you realize, oh damn, it's Bigetron. There's only 2
Yeah.
now. You know, you think it's a 3-man. You know,
Yeah.
so I could definitely see how that kind of caused a lot of chaos, maybe, but it also, at the same time, I guess it kind of forces you to just make plays. Just make plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, personally, I talked to some of the competitive community, and they like it the way it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think who would? I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, because that is, I think that's definitely a huge curveball for sure. Because also, I think that we also have some teams that are a little on the weaker side, you know, just statistically. And I think before, I mean, I remember, I mean, like,
It's just
oh,
getting
look
shot
at
at by everyone.
Abrupt Slayers.
Able to get shot from 2 different teams
Oh, he's
from all
done.
different angles. Literally in the middle. But yeah, so like, let's say you're watching kill feed, right? And you know BTR's down to a 3-man, right? Because you see one of them die. Later on in the match, you knock somebody. You don't know who you knock. It's BTR. It's a 4v2, but you don't know.
Sure.
But before you get that
I
knock,
can kind of see how that can be an advantage, though.
yeah,
Because guess what? I think that some people, as soon as they realize they knocked BTR, they're like, oh, you know, like, let's not push, you know, because it's Bigetron, you know?
Soul Cage driving straight in for that zone there, driving past the apartment buildings there.
Yeah, I'm going to hold antenna right here.
And the rest of his team is trying
That's
to
not a bad
follow
spot
in.
for sure. That's about the only thing I think where it can be a little bit of an advantage. Other than that, to be honest, oh yeah, there you go. Let me see that car 9. Can he do it?
Rom's not gonna peek.
Yeah, he ain't gonna peek that at all.
He's not gonna peek. He's
He's
chilling.
chilling.
I made it. So.
One thing though is like too is like I think like if you have some squads that you feel a little bit weaker, the second you get a knock on them, you may want to push it a little bit harder.
Spot, no vehicle. Surrounded on sides.
Oh, he got caught. There it is.
BTR. Circle's closing in.
And that's one thing too. I think it makes sense. Like if you have a squad that's like so strong, if you get a knock on one of those players, you just like you can just see the urgency to get that thirst even faster.
BTR pick up that player. Ball is driving straight up into the Onyx team now.
Looking for him. This is a great opportunity for Onyx here to go against one of the top squads, and they have position as well.
All it takes, I feel like if BTR gets this opening knock, they're gonna push up.
Oh yeah.
Because
For sure.
BTR seems like they're just playing aggressive right now.
That's what they do. I mean, I think that's what the scrims are so great for. Is to just practice that aggression, you know? Because honestly, Bigetron, they know that they're one of the best teams at playing passive and playing rotations. So they're like, you know what? Let's just make sure that we're warmed up against these top teams. Practice that gun skill. Practice those scary pushes, those end game pushes that are so difficult.
It's like they are just gonna get that zone. They didn't get the opening knock here.
I think Microboy is one of the most underrated players in the game.
Yeah,
I
think so too.
I think he does not get the love he deserves.
I mean, it's just when you have like so much star power around you, it's hard.
I think it's just like due to where his role is. He's that off angle guy.
Yeah.
You know, and to be an off angle specialist at this high level is so tough. So when it comes to talking about like who's one of the best solo players in the world, I think you gotta kind of look at Microboy a bit, without a doubt, because he's so good at staying alive, and his awareness of understanding when to pre-fire, even sacrifice himself for his team so they can move up, is so huge. And he allows the rest of Bigetron to get so many kills.
That's true.
I think a lot of times.
Honestly, like in any team, it takes 4 players for a team to succeed.
So huge, yeah.
So he definitely does play a role.
Definitely, man. And I think that because of that role that he has, he's forced to not get those insane amount of kills as we see the, you know, like Ryzen and of course the 2 bros. But man, dude, I think he enables them to get up. If they're able to hold it down. And look at the recognition. So right now they're still putting this pressure, but they're just looking at zone right now. You can tell. And let's see the movement. It's taking them zone pops. If it pops off of them, let's see what they do. Oh, hardship. So let's see instantly. Zuxi, gone. Yep. It recognizes. All right. But that's a really tough one. So they're going to have to think about it a little bit, how they want to approach it.
Let's just follow it on the CR rotation. Oh, Soul K.
Oh, that's devastating, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially at that time. 30 seconds left. Here comes the blue zone on them. Zone 5 as well.
And the other thing is Soul K is a solo player. So he's more inclined to just sit and wait and just pick up kills.
That's going to be tough for Bigetron. They're going to have a hard time here. It's going to be interesting to see how they want to hold it down, though.
Let's follow this rotation.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one to look at, for sure.
BTR, the second place team going into the finals.
I mean,
they just get hardship, dude. And very rarely do you get to just follow a team's rotation because there's so much action going on.
Yeah, we switched to the, you know, we switched to so many other things, but this is what we really want to see here, because to be honest with you, if Bigetron wins this game, that just shows why they're a championship team, because a lot of teams from this kind of circle shift, they don't make it, you know?
Yeah, so it looks like they stop short out of zone to get more info.
They don't rotate blind.
Our boy picking up a knock and a thirst right there on Onyx.
Another point. And you can just see them, all right, throwing some smokes, being really, really careful.
They still got time, so they're going to play it slow. They're probably going to throw some smokes further into zone.
They're going to probably try to hit that rock that's just past it. Just past this hill.
Got some pressure on the left side now after the pitch on the right. Onyx goes down to a nade here.
You see them just trying to figure out, you know, trying to be able to work through this.
There's a good chance they don't make it either. Zuxi pushing over.
Oh, he's that 1v1.
Gets that. Instant.
Instant.
That wipe on the left, they know the left side's clear now.
Yep. Boom. Let's go. Take his loot. Maybe even pass out your first aids to somebody just in case. You know? It's going to be big. Yeah, look at this rotation. So smooth. And that's what I love about Bigetron. Is they're not like a lot of other squads who just try to force the position. Like they just send it like, oh, we gotta get this spot so we can try to get top 3. They just get in off their guns, man. Yeah, off each other.
I love the fact that like Zuxi just took the initiative to push towards the left. And it's like I think a lot of teams would just be like, okay, there's a team to our left, or there's people to our left. We can't go that way. We gotta just try and go straight in or go this way. But instead, he heard people to the left and was like, all right, we're taking their spot.
That was a sick headshot right there, dude. With that DP, almost had that. But one thing too is I think a lot of some teams, the kind of teams that I think are the ones that are in that position. They're like, all right, guys, everybody separate, survive.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it is a strategy. It is a strategy, and I think that was a good strategy when first place was 30 points.
Yeah.
Place that mattered more. But now you can't do that. Now you can't do that at all. You need, because I mean, 8th place was 1 point. You know, so you gotta be able to just push together, get those kills. And look at this right here.
And honestly, when the players are at such a high level, right? There's a lot of like other teams, right? If they're down to 1 play, oh wow,
push
this
down.
Is an aggressive push. Let's focus in on this one. I think they got 2 knocks. Yeah, they got 2 knocks. It's
a big one.
Aggressive. That's a 3rd one, and it's just down to Silas, and just like that. Aura. Oh, Micro Boy.
Here it comes.
They hear these shots, and they're coming in.
Oh,
if you take a look at this, like,
Blue zone done.
hey, BTR might win this.
I mean, that's crazy, bro.
And we saw that hardship.
And we saw, I mean, they were the,
And we saw the mini map, and we were
that
like,
was the hardest shit. They had the hardest shit.
Micro Boy, right in the back of that.
Oh my gosh, bro. Bigetron. Just so good, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
The crazy part is like, we see the mini map, we see where all the teams are, and even then, we're like, what is BTR gonna do? This is hardship.
Yep.
This one's gonna be tough. But they just
kill everybody in.
Yeah.
They just stop. They stop early.
And the craziest thing is that hardship for them, probably not even that difficult. They probably dealt with harder, more insane ships.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
That they've won.
See, but I love the fact that Bigetron, when you look at them, they have such great. They're so synergized that like they know like the players calling out. Like one player looks up, they say, guys, this is each other so much that okay, this spot right here is free, guys. Move here, and then that person holds the angle for the other 2 to push up.
Right.
And then they just go like this, just piece by piece, and then guess what? They see a squad, they just push all 3. Just done, dude. And now look at this. Now there's 2 teams remaining. And they have high ground.
Yeah.
GG Bigetron at this point. I mean,
not yet. But I mean,
GG. But okay. Then there was one. And he jumped out too fast. I think
he did.
So again, Bigetron, right? Just winning the just like. I mean, we never know though. We could always see a flash of greatness here, dude. Something could happen. Slayer.
I mean, they could get super zone blessed, but even then, BTR's got 3.
It's gonna be in between each other.
Okay. That's fair.
That's a fair one. That's a fair one.
But BTR, they fought their way up to high ground, so they have that advantage.
Yeah. Do they have any vehicles left?
Just running by. Micro Boy though.
Oh.
Not as lucky.
They're gonna run back.
It over. Smoke's coming out.
That was a little bit early too, so they got 28 seconds. So they got time. Bigetron, gotta be careful. Can't get too cocky here. Oh, I think they're gonna have to leave. Oh yeah, there goes
he's gonna go back.
There goes the buggy.
Slayer making their move off of that knock though. Took a while.
Uh-oh. Can we see this car 9? Oh, he sees him.
Oh.
Popped him. That was a nice play there.
Oh, there we go.
Beautiful. The confidence, dude.
Down to just 1 player.
It's up to him. It's up to him. He's gonna have to throw a nade.
And they got the revive too. It's a 1v3.
1v3. Can he make a play? 1. Bigetron, baby.
BTR.
Nova XQF wins first match. Bigetron Esports wins the second, dude. 2 top
And they third party both 4am and Nova that match.
And had the most ridiculous shift. And that right there is textbook.
Yeah.
Just top tier team on the planet rotations, dude.
Yeah.
And if anybody's watching right now that is like from another team or whatever, or anybody that's trying to work on that, just pull out the textbook, you know, get the notes out.
Yeah.
That is how it's done right there. I mean, it can't be done any better in my opinion.
Yeah, that was done, and they make it look so easy.
So smooth.
Right? Like, we watch it, we follow it, and it's like, yeah, that didn't look too hard.
And I think...
But when you're playing, right? when you're okay, like most of you guys are spectators, but please, like, okay. So first off, I know you guys are spectators, and you're watching this because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You love the game. You love the game, right? But you will love BTR and learn and like respect them even more and appreciate the gameplay even more if you try and play a scrim match. You get hard shifted. What is that, like circle 7?
Yeah.
Right. You get hard shifted circle 7.
It was circle 5. Yeah, circle 5 on that one. But yeah.
Okay, circle 5. My bad.
Yeah.
But you get that hard shift, and you try and make it into zone, and you try and think of an idea of how to get in. You're just like so much going through your head. It's so difficult.
I think that the biggest part that anybody watching doesn't, because you're right, they make it look so damn easy.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of spectators are like, why don't they just do this? Why don't this team just do that?
Yeah.
Like, guys, why don't you just push together and you have one person on the off angle and hold the angle and then push together? Like, you don't get that if one player makes a missed call,
Yeah.
your team's dead. Right? If you're nervous and you're like, oh, hey, guess what? This is clear. You can't have one IGL either.
Yeah.
You can't have one IGL that's telling you that, because that one IGL can only see one thing. The reason why Bigetron's so good is because they're basically 4 IGLs. They all understand what they're supposed to do already. So when one person calls, that person up front is like, yo, this is clear. Let's send it, you know? And then they just work together. And look at that.
You got the scores.
The scores, baby! Let's look at it.
Nova and BTR are tied for first. Class Digital
Showed
Athletics. Yeah. Yesterday they had a lot of, you know, took a little time to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
But coming into today, they're up there.
They're up there.
Yeah.
Bounce back.
Slayer in 4th and Aura in 5th. And Onyx in 7th. They're not doing too bad.
Day one consistent.
Very consistent. So we were talking about BTR, right?
Yeah.
They make it look so easy. Too easy.
Those communications, and to execute that in a pressure situation where there's only a few, with like literally when that zone shifted, they had, what was it, 40 seconds?
Yeah.
So within 40 seconds, it's honestly within 5. Within 5 seconds, they're getting their squad up, starting to move it.
And they had footballers shoot them in the back before they could rotate.
Which made it even harder.
Yeah.
You know, so that shortened the amount of time that they had to make those moves. But what I love about them is they move up to where they know it's clear. Then they scout, stop, and even though some teams will be pressured to push it even further, they're just like, we're not going to make that risk because we know we're dead if we do.
Yeah.
You know, so let's just go ahead, not take that coin flip, and just go out with our guns. And they push together so well.
Yeah.
So strong.
And when we followed them on that rotation in, right, it's not like they found a spot that was just clear. Not only that, they were low ground and there was a team on the high ground.
Yeah.
So it's not like they found some lucky spot or they found an easy spot to work in from. They were low ground, another team was high ground, another team to their left. So, like, just think of all the things that could have gone wrong.
Sure.
So many things could have gone wrong.
Dude,
but they make it look so easy because they know what to do right.
So much map awareness too. You know, like they just know the map so well. They know that, all right, you know, this is cover, this isn't, and the whole squad does. And the way they just push together. And one thing I love about them is, like, dude, they are so, since they push like that, so hard to kill. Like, if you get a knock on one, instantly throwing down smokes, picking it up. And if you're playing separated, you get knocked, you're done.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we see the difference between them and a lot of other top teams.
Yeah, definitely.
So good.
All right, so we've done 2 Erangels. Now we're moving on to Miramar.
All right. Take it to the desert,
we got
baby.
2 Miramars left. And the next game will be starting shortly. I hope everyone has been enjoying the stream so far.
Yeah.
And let's I forgot what I was gonna say.
Bro, dude, I mean, it's so hype. It's honestly so hype. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I mean, this is honestly so great to see these teams. Anytime I get to see some of these top squads on the planet go at it against each other, I'm in love with it. Because to be honest with you, we're getting a little spoiled. We're getting a little spoiled because we didn't really get to see Bigetron and 4 AM and all these teams go at it for years. You know, like we only
this is the first time in a while.
Yeah, like we don't get to see these squads go at it too often. So we normally only do whenever there's a massive event. Right. You know, so and obviously, I mean, Zute, you putting these scrims together, it's huge. It's huge. We get to see this here before the finals. It's great.
Yeah, and the thing is, after finals, right? After finals, are we gonna see the Chinese teams again?
I don't know.
Yeah, like it might just be this year, and they might take another year off. So it's like we want to see these teams go at it as much as possible.
Because I mean, these are this is where we get to tell who's the best on the planet, you know. And we get to. There's no more theories. It's all about data after this. So it's really really good to see. Really good to see. I love it. I'm hyped up for it. And as you can see here, as we mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, Miramar.
Yeah.
Coming up next. I'm pumped up. Get hyped. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to get in here now. There's still 2 more matches. So I know it's 7 a.m. over here in the Central Standard Time. So go knock on their door, wake them up, get them in here, and let's go.
So one team that is not playing today are RQ, and like they are one of the strongest teams on Miramar.
Ooh, yes, that's true.
So I wish they were here today, but yeah, I think Miramar-wise,
they're
BTR and RQ.
So strong.
Yeah, those 2 are probably the strongest Miramar teams.
Why? What separates them?
You would have to go into like footage review.
But I think honestly, it's just like the reason why I think is Miramar. I think favors the aggression a lot more, purely because there's less grass, less areas to really get those sneak plays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So RRQ, I think, is one of the best teams. I think they're the best team on the planet, in my eyes, if they get zone.
Okay.
If they get zone and they get position, they are so good at just standing up almost straight and putting so much pressure fire that you're forced to lay down and can't move.
Right.
So like the fact that they're that aggressive I think that's what favors them in Miramar. And I think Bigetron is so good is because we just saw an Erangel. Like when it comes to pushing.
Oh, when it comes to like ridges and elevation and stuff, they know how to work that.
They know how to get up it,
Yeah.
even when they're in trouble. So I think that's what really separates them from a lot. Because if you're passive, especially in Miramar, it's not gonna work out for you. It's not gonna work out for you.
It's so easy being passive in Miramar, which makes it worse because you feel so safe. Where there's so many opportunities for a team to just be quote unquote safe, but essentially they're giving up their chances of making top 5 because they're not fighting for position.
Sure.
And with Miramar, it's so easy to fall into that trap of, hey, we have zone here, let's wait for the next shift, right? And also, like, another thing, with all the different elevations in Miramar, teams are way more hesitant to push a team that's like uphill or even go towards a direction of gunshots because that positioning has like an uphill area, right? But you saw what BTR did. They pulled up downhill from a team that was uphill.
Always.
And they just stuck it out and didn't panic. They didn't try and smoke their way in. They didn't throw a bunch of smokes and drive a car in. They just sat still, worked around their sides, cleaned out a team to their left, and then they went down the other way.
They were like, all right, we have an initial plan,
right?
But then the second they realize that this is clear, the plan, it's like no IGL has to tell them, oh guys, let's do this instead.
Right.
It's like they all recognize the situation. Oh, this is a spot, and then the IGL just obviously just says, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And then it just and it looks good that way. But one thing I think Bigetron is better than RRQ is. Like, if RRQ's pushing that end, I think RRQ does the same thing. They always do that. They stop before the hill. They get that intel. I think RRQ, though, in certain times, they're just like, yo, we're gonna just bully our way through. Like, we're just gonna gun the way through. And Bigetron, they'll stop and be like, should we play this passive? Like, should we just play quiet?
Yeah.
You know, rather than smoke out instantly and just start gunning the way in. Let's just wait, get a third party, and then push it. You know, so I think that's what Bigetron's so good is like they're like a freaking light switch for aggressive and passiveness.
Right.
And the thing is, when you're sneaking in, one player shoots. Oh. One player shoots. Everybody that's on that hill is just, this, and then full focus. Your whole team's dead.
Yeah.
So the fact that Bigetron has such synergy, such trigger discipline, and such awareness, they're able to just go boom, full aggression. Boom, full on passive in an instant.
Right.
So good, dude, and so hard to see. It's so hard to do. Like it's so hard.
Yeah, it sounds
hard
easy.
to do.
It
Because
sounds easy.
I could do it. I could do it as a single player.
Yeah.
But to get 4 people to all do the same thing that you're doing and recognize the second you recognize it, and some players you have a little bit further behind you, so they can't see what you're seeing. So you have to give that intel to them. They have to trust you completely, and you have to just execute it. It's crazy, man.
Synergy.
Synergy, baby. Synergy. So
and not just any synergy, like the top of the top level synergy.
Twin brothers, bro. Twin brothers synergy, literally, you know? Like, 2 brothers.
All right, here we go. We are in Miramar now. Hasaki taking a little jog here.
Nice. Checking out that crate, making sure it's good. You know, smelling it? Smells like freshly made steel.
Freshly made steel.
Fresh off the mill. You love to see it. Love to see it, dude. Man, it's so great. I get pumped up every single time to see those plays, dude, because it's so tough, man. It's so tough. Like we mentioned, you know, a lot of you guys are spectating, and you don't know what it's like to be an IGL, to make a call, and you have one player who sees something different and decides to do something different without telling you.
Right.
Like that gets your team killed so often. But Bigetron, they've been playing together for so long, they trust each other so much that they're just able to do that, regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That last match was
big.
It was quite the treat.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice to see them, like that's what I'm saying is like, the top teams on the planet, and actually any team, and this is where everybody that's watching right now, if you're a comp player and you say that we lost the tournament because we didn't get zone, right? This is a smack in the face for you, to be honest. Like this should be the wake-up call to understand that that is not the case. Because guess what? Sure, zone get favorability is huge, right? Like it is a big factor. Because if you get it, you're more likely to win. But at the end of the day, you see the top squads when they basically, to become a championship team, in my eyes, in order to win the championship, when you get zone, you pop off, you get the dinner with a bunch of kills.
Yeah.
And top teams do that almost every time.
Yeah.
You know, or they get top 3 with a bunch of kills.
Yeah. And I just realized something too from that match. So the very first time we saw BTR fighting, right? The third party Nova and 4AM. That was on the very, very southeast of like the second circle. Like on the edge, right? And then you saw them shooting at footballists and they were in Yasnaya. They were out of circle, right? And where did they rotate? On the edge.
On the edge.
Of the southeast side. And then the hard shift went complete opposite to the northwest. So they didn't just go center.
Yeah.
And
wait.
Move around for like easier shifts because they're center. They literally stayed on the edge of every circle and then got hard shifted and then took out teams uphill while they were downhill. It literally like all the things that a competitive player could complain about, circle shifts, positionings downhill.
It's like
uphill.
their whole play style is to circle shift.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is like that's what's so I think that's why, like I was mentioning, like if you get zone, you win. But they shown that even when they don't get zone, they always get top position somehow. Yeah. Always in the top 5 or top 6. And then if a team makes a mistake, then they end up getting a possible chicken dinner or second place. So it's just it's intense to see at this level, dude.
Okay. It looks like we're gonna get some Hacienda action. Aura and a footballist dropping on each other.
Let's get into it, baby. Match number 3. Miramar. Let's go.
I think Rom caught in between 2 players here. And trying to open
Oh, not dead.
Nothing much you could do there.
Yeah, that's just RNG at that point.
Yeah, football is down to 3 now.
Yeah.
Let me scoot up
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Get in there, dude. Get in there.
Need to use this backrest here.
There you go. Just relax. Watch this as it goes on because this is starting to get nice and lovely.
And Nova also getting into fight with Slayer. I believe that... Oh, that's all the way over here. Paraboy. Half HP. Oh, and he goes down to a grenade.
Beautiful nade.
And he's pushing instantly.
Instant.
He's trying to go for that thirst, I believe. Crawling up. He does have to. He does have to run out onto the open in the stairs, and Nova should be covering this right now.
Oh, look at that! Look at that awareness.
Yeah, he knows. He knows this angle is a risk if he wants to push straight up.
And they think he knows that they're waiting for it. And a lot of players are just all right. Oh, yep, he sees Cat.
He sees Cat, but watch. Look, order in the background, covering right. The cover fire.
Yeah, so good, dude.
Yeah, teamwork.
So teamwork right there.
Right there.
So strong. The awareness of like, hey, you know what, Cat? You push up. I got this angle. And it's like literally they're baiting out their teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, all right, you know what, Cat? You run up. If you get shot, I'm gonna wipe him out, and that's trust. Because you have to trust your team in the back line to hit those shots. He does.
And like we know Nova's good, right?
Oh yeah.
So Slayers, on the other hand, you saw how he got a knock, right, with the nade, and he decided to make a play for himself, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is a good idea. Running to that spot, securing it down, preventing a free revive, that was good. When Cat started pushing up, he needed to call it out to his teammate and try and take the 1v1 with Cat, bait Cat in, get Cat to be the one to crawl on the box, and then his teammate here shoot Cat in the side.
Yep.
So, like, it's just small little things like that that really separate teams.
Oh, hugely. Huge. And even when you take those shots, you got to hit those, just hit a couple bullets. You know, you can't stand out and peek that long. You got to realize, too, like, hey, someone's probably going to be looking my way. Let me just get a couple good bullets on him. And then, like you mentioned, get that intel to your squad to help you get that finish. Because if you depend too much on yourself, you're going to peek out too long and just get bodied.
Yeah.
Look at that cool boy.
And I think, Slayer might be having some connection issues here.
I think that maybe he just saw his whole team go down, so he's like, you know what, dude?
We missed it, but I think, football is wiped.
Done. Football is...
It's not Sunday.
Yeah, that's okay Sunday no more. I think, they obviously dropped against the squad right off the rip. Didn't get a gun. That's the hard part when you get those hot drops, man. You got to hope that you land on something, because if you don't, you're just stuck there running around.
This guy running in the open. Did Spav? I think Spav wasn't ready. He was just looting.
You saw him jump right back in behind that billboard. He's like, oof.
Oh.
Can he hit this? Does he have the arm?
He needs to do like
a little jump. Oh, nope. He didn't jump it.
No jump.
Full arm?
Yep. He needed just a little bit of a jump there.
Just a little bit of a hop skip.
And Arrow, Arrow right now is a 3-man in the city. Where's the third member? Oh, their third member is far
way out of there, dude. Way out of there. I don't get that.
I don't know.
I don't get that, dude.
I think they're doing their usual split. That's open.
It's just so risky, though.
But now it's like, you never know with these teams. Oh, and Zeus pushing over. 2-man in the car. I
don't like that split looting mentality, dude. I think it's too risky. I think because what are you doing? You're saving how much time? A minute?
Yeah.
You're saving yourself a minute by doing that split, but the risk of like a squad running up on that solo player,
right,
or on a 3-man, you're down a member, and that just is such a disadvantage. I think it's too risky, especially here at this high level, because these squads are so good at recognizing. Oh, one guy's separated.
Shots getting icy down. Just needs one more shot. Force peak 3 right now. Zeus just barreling in.
Beautiful. That was a good one, but at the end of the day, this is the problem, right? Arrow is 1v3 each of these members.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. If you
every single time
you 3v3. But you can't go in 1v3 and then he's 1v3. Not. Then 1v3 and then 1v3.
Yeah.
You're gonna just get taken out. Yeah.
That rarely.
But the crazy part though is we're criticizing this, right? But it's because we're playing. You can see at the high end, but the difference in that just 1v3 versus 1v3, 1v3. What was that? 1 second? 2 seconds? So you have to be that 2 seconds faster. So for everybody that's watching and criticizing, you can't do that. Yeah, you can't 1v3, 1v3, 1v3. Yeah, but that's a moment, but that just has to show how tight and how on point you have to be.
Synergy,
bro.
Yeah.
But the thing
when people say synergy, it's all about team synergy. It's these little things, literally 1 second differences. That changes everything. And that's literally just synergy.
And that's the hard part though, is you gotta recognize this is Airwolf is still a top team on the planet. So like if you're going against regular squads, their synergy is gonna look like, oh my gosh. Even though that the 1 second difference, but at the highest level, that 1 second is like no seconds, bro. Like they're just there, you know? They're waiting for you.
So we have Digital Athletics. I think they heard the shots between Footballers and Aura, so they're pushing down now. They might have actually... Oh, they actually pushed it to of Aura. So Aura was a 4-man when we last left. And Razy pushing up close here. And it looks like he's running right by. So Aura's going to play it quiet.
Okay.
They're a 2-man, and they're separated, so they're just going to play, you know, do that little surprise peekaboo peek.
Okay. Little peekaboo, peekaboo.
But I think the Overwatch far up called out a different target. He's looking for it, and he peeks out. Doesn't get the knock, though. Now they know both positions of the Aura players.
And he's trapped. He has to run, nice run out. He's gonna have a little 1v1 here, it looks like.
He has a teammate right next to him. He just has a 2v1. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here.
No, he gets over there. Now, Aeon not able to help out because he can't even cross out. Because if he does...
Why did he throw the smoke? I mean, I would just, like, at this point, you gotta play passive, right?
Look at this angle. This is why he couldn't cross out to help his team.
Vision, dude.
Yeah. Slim up here with a 4x.
So this is that 3v1. That 3v1 trap, you know? You have 3 pushing up. You have 1 on the off angle, just overwatching, giving that intel. And, that's a GG, baby. Woo!
Clean wipe by Digital Athletics.
Man, so smooth.
Yeah, where's 4AM?
You know, it's so crazy because I get to, you know, I looked at some of the back end analytics, right, of the PMGC Elite play.
Right.
And you get to see, like, how many smokes are used in this at this high level. Like, hold on, I can pull it up.
Okay.
Right here. I'll pull it up right here so I can see exactly. So you guys can get a little bit of an example of what's going on. So if I pull up this sheet here, we look at let's look at some of the top teams, right? Like, so the 4 Angry Men, Savannah, right? Easy MVP. Yeah. 144 total kills, right? And over just the Super Weekends, 302 smoke grenades used. 302. And just opposed to another, let's just use like Arab, you know, 123.
Right.
So, I mean, it just goes to show, like, some of these top players, they're so good at utilizing that kit and just everything they have to their advantage.
So, 4AM right now really split, and
headshotted, bro.
ETR versus 4AM once again.
Headshotted with that Car 98.
And look at that. We just saw that knock, and they're already moving up.
And look at that. Bigetron 3-1 always, dude. Look at that. You have that off angle set up with the bolt action, too. Holding that angle, and then the rest of the 3 hold the angle for the 1 to come on in. And are they going to press this even harder? It looks like they just might.
4AM, though, definitely not a team to...
Oh, yeah, look at that split.
Yeah.
Yeah, there goes the one on the off angle.
He's already covering the push. He's set up to cover a push. And I think BTR has smelled this one out, which is why they didn't just push straight up off that knock.
And that's a separate 3-1, right? Same, I mean, similar play style, but just flying it out of the off angle.
Yeah, so they will be able to get that reset.
Yeah, that hill is really risky, too. I mean, it's hard to fight even on top of that hill because it's so wide on the high end. Okay, so look how they spotted that off angle, dude, you know?
Yeah.
So, Savano now...
These players just don't miss.
They don't miss. These are just so tough shots. Look at that. Pop, with that mini. Tight peak still.
But, so, like, if it wasn't 4AM, right, that player gets knocked. If they didn't react as fast as they did, you saw BTR ready to push up.
Oh, yeah.
But because they're so good, they instantly found the angles to support and stop the push before it even happens. And a little reached out there.
Yeah. But you're totally right. You're totally right. Like, this is what we're talking about. That 1 second, right? The fact that 4 Angry Men were there instantly to throw smokes and res.
Yeah.
And
someone was already at the angle to stop the push to cover.
Yep.
Like, if Savano didn't get there when he did, and that's a great knock by Savano.
So, I mean, beautiful knock.
Right. So if Savano didn't get here, but that other player got there to drop the smoke, BTR is pushing up.
Pushing up, and they got the
Right.
kills. Yeah.
And if Savano got here, but the other player didn't go...
Oh, that's the hard part, though.
Yeah.
When you're that off-angle guy,
You got to be aware.
you cannot get knocked, dude, because he's done.
You can't stay too long.
He's
and
dead.
BTR is also busy, though.
Yeah.
They just got in a fight with a different squad. Let's see if Zeus takes advantage of this right now.
Oh.
Suka's already here for the revive.
To Savant. Already?
Yeah. Already there? They're just that fast.
Bro, dude. I thought he was dead. Like I was like, there's no way they're going to get him. Like, that fast. I literally was like, he's dead. Dude.
Yeah, let's see where the rest
Instantly
of 4AM is.
sent it to his off angle. And you know what? I guarantee you, while he was, like, Solano was already communicating. Like, as soon as he was getting shot at, he's like, bro, I'm in trouble. Come help me.
Yeah.
Because literally, he had to be sending it before he even got knocked.
Yeah.
And I think that was just and now it's an ejection. It was a rescue mission.
They're out.
You know? He was like, yo, come help me out. He already was on his way. The second he got knocked, he was already there, through the smokes, picked him up, got his vehicle, and moved him back. Dude, that is so insane.
Yeah, so
Insane.
4AM just dealt with an engagement with BTR, and then they dealt with an engagement with Zeus as two different two-mans. And
It was a three-man and one. And
Yeah.
then the off angle got knocked.
and he was
and-
already getting revived.
And it was from far as hell.
No.
Like, he was so far. It wasn't like it was like, he's at, 2 rocks down that way.
Yeah.
This dude was almost across the whole map. 300 meters, easy. To get that revive instant is so crazy, dude. So nuts to see. And those plays, those micro plays,
Yeah.
are so huge because now they have a full format with all of the angry men.
All the angry
Men, dude.
And,
that's
and they got a knock on Zeus. And Zeus is in trouble right now. Godless looks like he's taking his own fight here. The 1v4.
Poggers, dude. Can he handle it? He's a Monka S, dude. Can he survive? Because this, you can just tell instantly. He's like, let me just jump on back a little
He
bit.
realizes this is not the fight to take. But let's go back to 4AM. Yeah.
Where they go now?
I don't even know how 4AM got 2 knocks. Usually, and Zeus is a good team, right? Usually you get 1 knock, and then the other players know to play it safer, and they just go for a reset. But they got 2, 3. Look at 4AM, man. And they were a 2-2 split, and one of them were knocked by Zeus, and they got a reset, and then they came back around. And look at where Zeus is. They're on high ground. They're at a good spot, and 4AM somehow not only got a knock, but managed to push up and flush 3 kill points out.
Last one. All right, time to get the last point. Pretty good. I feel like I can handle that. Don't want to get knocked. Even in a 3v1, they're just like, you know what? I'm not gonna risk. I'm not gonna overpeak. I'm not gonna get knocked. Go push, but he got it done.
Yeah, Hasaki's like, all right, I'll do it.
That was risky though. That was risky.
That was.
Because to be honest with you, like if this was PMGC or like the finals, he wouldn't have pushed that.
Yeah.
He would have waited for his team. Because if he loses that 1v1, he's getting thirsty.
Yeah.
But again, he's a soccer. We can't criticize the top team too much.
They did the hard part.
Yeah.
Which was pushing uphill as a team.
Which is ridiculously hard.
Which is ridiculously hard.
Yep.
So they got that out of the way.
Sure.
And they're like, okay, this is the easy thing.
Yeah.
I'll just do it myself.
Just a quick 1v1.
You know.
No big deal.
Like PMGC, okay, one of you guys come down.
Yeah.
Done.
Easy. 2v1.
But
done.
pushing up, we didn't get to see how it played out.
Yeah.
But I'm sure pushing up the hill, they had everything covered. Like structure, cover, like clean textbook push.
Textbook push, dude. I mean, but to hit those kind of shots, bro, it's just so gross. You can see them starting to push in now. You got Digital Athletics.
Switching over. I think Solus. I don't know. Yep.
FDP.
Goes down. Quick gun switch.
Nice, dude.
Trying to run up the stairs. He
Where
got
you going?
scared. And we're down to 5 teams now. And look at 4AM. They just wipe out that side, and now they're just coming in. Still up with 3.
Bigetron. One thing I really noticed is like they like to play those edges, right? And I wonder if they decide to play those edges because they know like a lot of teams that are maybe a little bit more shook, you know, don't like to rotate too hard.
Yeah.
And not to mention, I think there's something about since Bigetron's playstyle is so like just push aggressive through the edge,
Yeah.
they're constantly warmed up because they've been shooting that whole time. Holding it, they've been just sitting.
Yeah.
All the time. And Bigetron's already been through like 3 or 4 fights.
That's
and
true.
then they're just ready for you.
Solve this, picking up one on BTR. Zuxy's stuck in the shed now.
All right.
And 4AM smells us out, and so does Nova. We have
Yeah,
Nova, 4AM, BTR, and Evos here.
That's a nice nade.
This is just one of those. So Cat is knocked. Order's gonna get that high angle right now. And he's driving around for info before he goes for that revive.
And there's a risky revive here. Yeah, there's not a lot of cover. Yeah, he's gonna get taken out. Shots coming up from that other angle. He's gonna try to hit a lay down. Done.
Solus getting Nova there.
Cool boy.
Poor boy. His car's gonna get blown up. Yep. He's gotta ditch that. So 4AM will get that reset that they were. Oh, Hasaki knocked again. And 4AM actually wiped out there. Just the angles.
Wow.
All over the place. And like, there's only 6
By
alive.
class.
Right.
Yeah.
I think in an actual match, there's more players alive where you won't be shot at from across the map because that team's gonna be dealing with another team right next to them.
What do you think about like a lot of these like teams rocking that like true 5-man roster?
True fight, like as in
Like, dude, they're swapping players.
oh,
Nova's got a 5-man. They swap out. Like, Cool Boy doesn't play every match.
that's true. Ooh, Zuxy hopping out, but he gets baited by the car. Now it's just all down to Micro Boy, and it's a 4v1.
But I mean, if anyone's gonna be up at the end for Bigetron, it's usually Micro Boy or Ryzen, you know. And you can see him here trying to hold it down, trying to get that res up quick for his homie. He's gonna probably throw a pre-nade. Not gonna get it off. Oh, to the back. Oh, he saw him. He didn't see him. Yep. Didn't see him.
Just surrounded.
Done. Yeah. Good recognition. Good. Good eyes there from class to be like, yo, we got a 2-man here. Let's press this. If we're not, full on flush.
Yeah,
Get it
that
done.
was actually digital. Yeah, digital athletics.
Yeah, class digital athletics. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful.
7 kills.
7 kills on the side of Razy.
Razy.
Razy's so good for the squad, dude. I mean, class really just. I mean, they surprised us. They surprised us in the league play, man. I mean, they showed up. They were like, yo, EMEA, we got this on lock. Because they seemed to be, they were always in top 3 for almost the whole tournament towards the end. So love to see that, dude. Love to see that.
And class is definitely, I would say, one of the like higher end consistent teams, right?
Very consistent.
They stayed up there, but they didn't have like a lot of highlights. I feel like they're just one of those teams that just constantly get the job done, not too much flash, and they're just a solid team.
Dude, so good. So good. One thing I love about like class is and I would have to put this so basically before going into the finals,
Right.
Class Digital Athletics got a coach. They got their coach from the PC side.
Oh, okay.
So Class Digital Athletics is a hell of a PUBG PC team.
Okay.
You know, like a very high end one. So they go bring in their coach from PC onto their mobile squad, and I think that if you look at their play style, I think it's very similar.
Yeah.
Like now, because if you look at their early game, they're so careful. Like rotationally, very sound. They avoid almost all engagements until that end, and then finally towards the end they start getting into it. And because of that, I think that's why we see them with such consistent points. And look at them right now. Like look at the score.
Yeah.
I mean, 16, 13, and 33, always up on top.
Yeah. Consistency.
And I think that's the key. It's just like, hey, you know what? Even if we have a bad game, let's put up 6, 7, 8 points. And then all we gotta do is wait for that one game
To pop off.
where everything just goes right, and we get an insane amount of kills in a chicken dinner. And I think if you do that constantly, of course, we're gonna always see them on top.
Right. Yeah. So class coming in huge today. Definitely. Nova coming in close second, and BTR. I mean, of course, Nova, BTR, 4AM.
Yep.
Just right there.
I mean, yeah, just
Yeah.
the big 3, baby. You know,
Big three.
Big 3. The only squad that we're really missing is just RRQ. You know, at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, just to see the skill cap difference, you know, still is just so nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It's so nuts to see like these different teams. But I think that Class Digital Athletics, I think a lot of teams, I think they're really focusing on trying to be Nova, trying to be Bigetron, and trying to be 4 Angry Men.
They're just gonna let Class slip under the radar.
Well, no, I think it's so hard to be those teams because you got to realize they have so much synergy from being there for 2 years.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hard to like. Oh, all we gotta do is what Bigetron does, but to push in that, like we saw them do in that Arendelle match, that takes such a high level of player skill and team synergy. That does not go overnight. But if you look at Class Digital, I think a lot of teams need to stop trying to be those 3 teams and need to start being Class Digital Athletics.
Oh, okay. I kind of follow what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think it's easier to try and replicate what Class is doing than what these other squads are doing. And if you look, Class is having a ton of success.
That is
like
true.
they're winning a bunch of money, and to be honest with you, because of their playstyle, if they get a couple of those pop-off matches, especially in the finals, we can see them win the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I think like.
So essentially, what you're saying is like what Class does really well, because I said it earlier, right? Like we notice like they're up there, but nothing too. They don't have too many highlights or flashy moments. Not as much as like BTR, Nova, or 4 AM.
Sure.
Right. And so essentially, what they're doing is they're sticking to the basics. They're sticking to the basics and making sure they have a solid foundation.
Yep.
Right. So what you're saying is it's easier for these newer teams, right?
Yep.
Instead of trying to be like 4 AM, BTR, who have like these, like 4 AM pushed up a mountaintop
Yep.
to wipe out Zeus.
It's like I use this analogy a lot. Is I think that it's like when you go to a restaurant, right? If you look at 4 AM, they got the full-fledged meal. They got the beautiful setup. They got the view. You know, they got the music playing in the background. They got the Barry White singing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that so many teams are working on, hey, what do our napkins look like? What do our forks look like? You know?
Yeah.
What kind of plates do we have? But the meat and potatoes, bro. You know? The thing is that you're focused on so many little extra Philly things because 4 AM, they show that. They you know, like 4 AM, Bigetron, and Nova, they pull out some plays that are just so beautiful. All this extra stuff.
Yeah.
But the basics, bro.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you go there and you have all that extra stuff, but the food isn't good, you ain't gonna have people coming back. You know?
Right.
So I think that is what Class is so good at. Like they've focused on, you know what? Let's make sure that the fundamentals, that we're avoiding early engagements, that we're surviving until late game, we're pushing up very carefully. Yeah, we don't have that crazy, you know, insane synergy pushes that these other teams really do. But guess what? We're so consistent and we're still so good that if we get a good position, we're gonna dominate.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's a really good point, because everybody focuses on like the big 3 or the big 4, right? And as a competitive player, right, same thing. Like we're all trying to be like the next 4 AM, trying to be the next BTR, but like in order to get to that level, it's gonna take time,
just hours together with that team.
Exactly.
Yep.
But Class, on the other hand, I think do you know how like long the Class team has been together?
No, I don't know how long this squad has been together. I can look it up, but you know.
All right, take a peek.
Let's take a little peek here. Let me just go ahead and do some research.
But I think it is safe to say they have not been a team together as long as 4 AM BTR.
Oh, that's a fact. I mean,
4 AM and BTR have been together since, I feel like since PUBG Mobile started.
Yeah, so they've been around for a long time.
So safe to say Class not together as a team.
I mean, look at this, right? So like, let's look at Razy, right?
Okay.
So looking at Razy here, and if you really look at him, I mean, he is sitting right now. They won 5th place in an S tier tournament, obviously, right? Which is the league play. But he's been playing. I mean, look at this since 2020. You know, the first tournament he played was June 7th.
Okay.
Of 2020, which was half a year ago. And that was in a C tier tournament, you know?
Right.
And the dude, obviously, if you look at him, October, played in the EMEA League, right? And that was with, Class. And then they finally went to Class Digital Athletics, bro. And so not long at all. Not long at all.
Yeah.
Only half a year.
And they're up there.
And they're one of the top teams on the planet. You know, so I think that is what a lot of squads need to look at.
Yeah.
A lot of squads need to look at.
Focus on the basics.
Focus on the basics, you know, avoiding early engagements, pushing super carefully, waiting for the right time to strike. That's big, you know. Yeah. Also having the confidence of understanding of, okay, what should we do? When should we move? When should we play passive? And class, if you look at them, I think they recognize when they hit a really hard shift, they're like, we're not winning this. In all honesty, I think that's what they think. They think that, you know what? We're not going to win this. So let's focus on just getting very high placement, a ton of kills, and then we'll wait for that game for us to pop off. And because of that, they're not making any crazy pushes. They're not trying to do this, like I mentioned, stuff that we see these top teams do, you know? So they're not taking unnecessary risks. And then when they do get that everything starts going right, they have the position, they do it, then they stand up and they just go crazy, you know?
That's a really good point. But do you think they're gonna do? Is that style going to be able to put them in like top 5 in a shorter tournament?
I think so.
You think so?
I think that it could put them into top 5.
Okay.
Right? As in 4th, 5th place.
Okay.
You know, could it get them into 1st? Yes. Right? But it has to be, I think, a little bit more if they get those favorable positions. You know, they have to hope that they get a little bit more pop-off games. And I think that for Angry Men, Bigetron, their play style allows them, and their high-level play allows them to still get 1st, even when they don't get those favorable positions. So that's what separates them. Okay. But at the same time, class, if they do get those right ones, they could win the whole thing, right? But over time, right? Over time, they're gonna get better.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna once they get that year under their belt, this experience of playing at this high level against these top teams, the confidence that they're getting, more hours that they put in, soon we're gonna see this spot. We're gonna put them right there with, oh, guess what? They can push just like Bigetron can. They can push like just these other squads can. So that's, I think, a big thing. Because at the end of the day, you gotta be there to practice. Yeah. You gotta be there. And with class's play style, they're always gonna be there. Regardless, they'll always be. You'll see them in the top 6. Yeah. And it's only a matter of time before we start seeing them in that top 1st, 2nd place all the time.
Sure, that's true.
It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
One last match though.
Yeah, and I think we will be starting soon. Players are lining up.
Yeah, we got people in the chat saying, remember, this is a scrim, not the real thing. Obviously, guys that are watching, you know, if you see a team go out early, you cannot hate on them, period, right? Because you got to realize in these scrims, they are scrims. So this is meant for practice. Every single one of these players, teams, could have a different thing that they're working on, right? So you could have a squad that's just like, you know what? We know our rotations, right? Let's just focus on... And if I was a squad like A1 or one of these other teams, I'd be like, yo, you know what? We need to focus on our gun skill. Right. So let's just push everything. Because we're going to be able to get... I mean, we're playing against some of the top players. So, I mean, this is going to be hard pushes, you know? And good practice. Yeah. So, I mean, if they go out early because they're practicing their pushings, let them do it, you know? So, something to think about. Something to think about as we get into the last match. Was it, baby? Last one. I think we're going to end up right on time, too. So, that's going to be good for me.
Oh, yeah. You have an appointment, right?
I have an appointment. Gotta go get a COVID test, bro. Make sure I'm COVID free. You know? I'm going to put one of those things up my Nerese, bro. I'm going to see how that's going to be fun.
Have you had one yet?
Not one. I haven't had one in a while.
In a while, okay.
So this is going to be the first one recently.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got one when I got back from Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like, just in case, let me just make sure. You know?
Okay.
And I was good then, so we'll see. We're good. We're still good, you know? I still got my sense of taste and smell. Bro, could you imagine, dude, losing your sense of taste and smell?
That would suck.
Dude, but there's people that have had it gone for like 8 months. And there's no sign, there's no, like, at all studies saying that it'll never come back.
Yeah. Oh no, the dreaded room restart.
Oh, all right.
I think. Oh. Okay.
Shenanigans?
We're back in.
You'd love to see it.
I think it was on the wrong server.
Oh, okay.
Because I noticed it switched over to.
Hey, dude, that's awesome though. Because usually you have to redo a whole room, right?
Mhm.
Is that new or what?
No, it's been like that.
Really?
But on production side, right, when you do a room restart, it's gotta take a couple minutes.
That's true.
Filter down the chain of command.
Yep.
You know, the broadcasters, the OBS, they need to press the buttons, change it over, and yeah. So.
Yeah.
But this is just like the scrim. It's like me, you,
Yep.
and Saku.
Sure.
So it's like we can do it quick.
So we're better.
Yeah.
And for everybody watching right now, dude, let me go full screen, dude, real quick, because we gotta tell the people. Go like the damn stream, dude. Hit the damn like button, man. Go make sure you subscribe to this man right now, because I'll tell you what, man. I mean, obviously one of the biggest NA competitive players out there, dude. You're all over the world right now. Make sure you go subscribe, because he's got a lot of cool stuff coming out, dude. So make sure you go do that right now. It's just click the button.
Appreciate it.
Click the button, dude. You know.
And
Easy.
I will say,
you owe me $20.
I wish I managed to get more sleep. Because I'm not gonna lie, I feel fatigued, and I am not able to give you guys the best. Like, my brain right now is just like, and especially with this type of like action.
Yeah.
And we get to watch it like firsthand from like I'm controlling everything too.
Sure. It's
And-
hard.
What is going on?
Reset.
Hold on. Let me actually, I won't message Sakumai because I'm sure she's stressing out.
Yeah, just let her get it
Yeah,
done.
I'm
Let her get
gonna-
done. And that's the thing, right? Like, for everybody watching too, this is we don't have $1 million production. For anybody who wants to give us $1 million to do this production, throw it over, baby. We got this, you know. So, you know, like, obviously for those of you guys watching that are like kind of like, oh, you know, what's up with the observer, everything like that. It is so tough to observe and cast, you know. I'm glad that as a caster, I get to just cast.
Yeah.
You know, and I get to just tell the observers, yo, dude, come on, dude, why did you switch to a break, dude? You know, like, like that's all. That's what we get to do. So, yeah, dude, it's awesome. Let's see what some of the chat's saying, dude. Some of the chat. I see a lot of BTR wins in the chat. See some people saying, one person said BTR lose 100%.
BTR.
Okay. You know, all right. A lot of respects in the chat. It's good to see, man. It's good to see. We got over 3K people watching, dude, right now.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's crazy.
Love to see it, dude. A1 is OP. Nice. It's great, man. It's great. And I think that for those of you watching, too, back in your home region, if you got scrims going on, it's always so good to just support your team. You know, like...
Yeah, support goes a long way.
Support goes a long way because, to be honest with you, it's a big mentality factor. I know some players, and I've dealt with it personally. I've seen a lot of teams that during a scrim, they get criticized so much for dying early. And the thing is that if you guys criticize them for doing that, that will force the team to... Because maybe they're trying something different.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to practice something. But if you criticize them so hard for dying early... Maybe they're like, you know what? We just gotta win. So let's go back to what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And if they do that constantly, they're not growing.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
not practicing. They're not doing new things.
It's like it's like a team could usually hold like 5th place, right? And they start trying something new to try and push into the 1st place spot. And like you said, they receive criticism or like, you know, too much pressure. And they're going out like in 10th place because they're trying something else.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna be like, let's just go back to 5th place.
Let's just go back to doing what we do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the problem with that too is like, hey, maybe they might get a few good games just doing their 5th place thing, and they end up top 3 overall. And then what happens? They go into the next stage. They go into
the big boys.
a regional tournament, and not just like their own country. And they're playing at that 5th place level, where at that stage,
that's like maybe you make it in, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It makes sense. So that's what I'm saying is like for you guys watching, think about that before you go and type something that's like super crazy. You know, always consider that. Hey, you know what? Especially when it's scrims, because we've seen plenty of teams that pop off in scrims, come tournament time, get clapped. Yeah. And we see teams
execute.
Execute.
That was us.
And
We took scrims really seriously. In the wrong way, I feel like, right? During the PMGC scrims, like we like I said yesterday, we ended up like top 3 overall after like 2 or 3 days of scrims. and then we went into the real thing, and it's like, oh, what we were practicing in scrims does not matter here.
Doesn't matter here.
Yeah.
And not to mention, guess what? If you took scrims so seriously, everyone's looking at, oh, okay, these guys are taking scrims seriously. Now we know everything they're going to do. You know?
Exactly.
Something to think about. So here we go. Let's go ahead and give up the map stream here, right?
Yeah.
And look at this plane path.
We got a very northern plane path from the west down to the east. Not even that far down, but the good thing is it's on the north side.
Yes.
We were talking the other day, south side
Sucks.
is the worst plane path. Just because, you know, most everything's located on the north. So luckily for these teams here, I think they'll be able to get to where they want, even if their looting spot is towards the south.
Yeah, I was born on the south side of my town, dude, right? So I've always been a south sider, but I'll tell you what, when it comes to Miramar, the south side sucks. You know, that place is no good, dude. So it's good to see here. Let's get over into the play as we start to see, looks like some teams trying to stretch over to Picalo. It looks over by San Martin, though.
Footballists, they're going to go round number 2.
Otra vez.
With
okay, all right.
Kamina Powers here too now. I think we're getting a little bit of lag. Okay, shotgun.
Axer.
Oh,
Dead. Get down. Sit down, Axer. You know where you're going.
I think Kamina Powers. I think Footballist is wiped.
All right. See
Yeah.
some really nice shimmy peaks right there from those two players.
That's insane. These players are killing people while not even moving.
That's insane, dude. The skill level.
Okay.
They've ascended.
There's still one more team here, though. So we have a 3v4. Konina Power picked up 4 onto Footballers already. And so, wait. Does Konina Power and Footballers fight for this spot?
Yes.
They do?
Wait, no. Do they go to this spot here?
Yeah, I know this is Footballers spot. I know that.
Yes. I don't think Kanina Power does.
Okay. Where does Konina Power usually land?
Where do they land usually? Where's my brain going out right now? I don't know.
But during the league stage, right? They made a pot in the beginning, but they just went their own separate ways.
Yeah, I think they just they split loot. You know, like they're like, all right, so maybe they're just kind of like bullying each other a little extra right here.
Right. So do you think they're? I feel like they're making a move to take the city from them. If they're doing it in so once again, scrims are scrims, right?
Yes.
Maybe they just want to practice fighting.
But it's also a little bit of a challenge for like who's gonna take that spot.
Yeah. But when you practice fighting, it's not usually hot drops. Because you practicing hot drop fighting, unless that's what you're going to do in the actual tournament.
That's true.
So the fact they're dropping here and not their own spot.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
something to think about.
I mean, because they could be deciding that, you know what, maybe our spot's not the spot, you know? So maybe let's practice a little bit so that way we can have another option too. You know, because maybe they're so confident with their spot normally. Yeah. That, hey, you know what? Let's just put a little pressure on footballists to make them uncomfortable.
Like this is their like secondary spot option. It's like, hey, these guys, if our spot isn't working out, or like we notice something in their spot that we could do better, let's take their spot.
I mean, so many things too. I mean, they literally could be doing this purely just to get footballists uneasy. Oh, yeah. You know, just to be like, footballists, we don't want you to feel comfortable at your spot. You know, I want you to think that we're gonna go ahead.
Oh wow,
nice
turn.
play. And gets caught though.
The trade comes out, and I think he just got moved back. Black White trying to go into his POV. Here we go. I think he's 16 burst fire. He's 1 HP.
Oh, he's running, dude. We got a runner. He's gonna pre-fire this. He knows he's on that angle. Oh. No way! Oh! It was close. If he hit
that was really well played.
He had to hit that first burst.
Yeah.
Had to hit that first burst.
That was really... I like what he did there. So, essentially, he knew a player was knocked down there. And he stood still. What does that make the other player think? He's getting his revive.
Yep. But
he wasn't ever going for his revive. And he's waiting for him to start his, and he's going to peek out and shoot him. Yep. If he had anything but an M16, that would have been clean.
Yeah, he hits that first bullet, dude, right on the head. It's over. But, I mean, that's a tough shot because, I mean, that dude was 1 HP.
Oh, and we're not done yet.
Back at it again, same angle.
Yep. This time, though, Jaden, just a solo. Digital Athletics here, coming in for the third party.
Nice
Oh, he wasn't ready.
He didn't get mollied, though. But where's his teammate?
Oh! Oh, no.
Oh, that's a throw.
You hate to see that.
That's a throw, yeah, right there.
I feel like that molly actually helped him out.
It could be.
Because you don't ever expect a player to push
you
down the stairs, but that molly made him push down the stairs.
Yeah, because he realized, too, if I go up with a molly spread, it can be even riskier, dude. You know, so...
Yeah.
That was
Because that molly flew more towards behind him, so he couldn't run back up.
Yep.
He had to go down.
And that was clean, dude.
And I think that molly...
I don't know what Razy was doing. Like, because Razy looked like he was right next to his teammate.
Yeah.
And I think his teammate had a false sense of confidence.
Yeah.
He's thinking that Razy was right behind him.
Ooh,
but Razy went to go peek and get like another little piece of info.
Right.
And then that guy came in at that perfect moment when they were split.
I mean, I don't think either of them expected to push down.
That's true. That's true. I think that's where they got caught off guard. So I think Razy was like, all right, he's going to go up.
He was probably going up the holes.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go up the holes to flank him, and they push in from both sides, right? Yep. But that guy just pushed straight down and took the fight. And that caught him off guard, got a good 1v1 in. And, I mean, I think they were flustered, so the trade didn't go through either. And, well, I mean,
yeah,
he's still alive.
So
let's see. Let's see what happens this time.
One left.
2v1. It's another 2v1.
Can he do it twice?
Jaden right now already.
I think he's holding that spot because I think he likes that spot now. You know, he's like, yo, I got 2 here. Oh, the volley grenade now. Little not. Oh, what a push.
Yeah, this time.
Perfectly timed. Yeah.
This time I was like, I'm pushing this.
Yeah, I'm pushing this. I'm getting my revenge.
And he pushed by himself. Oh, they were doing the same thing again.
Same thing, dude. I mean,
that could have gone bad.
That's risky, though. I mean, because 2v1's better than 1v1, dude. You know?
But then again, it's kind of difficult to 2v1 push it together in this stairway in particular.
That's true.
I've seen
I've seen a
1v3 on this type of stairs.
Yeah.
Because it's so thin, and like you just hit one spray over. The defending player just hits one spray over, headshot, and then it's just done.
Dude, done and over, bro. So crazy to see. Stair holding is one of my favorite ways to like get plays, dude. You can get such great positions. You can catch people so off guard. And it's crazy too because like you're right, if someone's trying to push from upstairs and downstairs at the same time, that communication between the two, the timing has to be done when they're pushing.
Okay. On it. And they will get out. Where's the rest of the Slayers team? Oh, look at Slayers. They are spread out all over the map.
Yeah. We don't see that work out no more. Unfortunately, I don't think.
I mean, I think this guy's about to run into a 4 a.m. member here. Oh, he's driving down the bike. Gets a shot in, though. But it's 4 a.m. They're going to stop and pick up this kill.
Yeah. They know, dude. They're like, yo, we want you, bro. Like, you shot at us? That's rude.
Hisaki already pushing up. And notice how the other player, Savano, getting a different angle instantly. They stop, spread out, just like that.
Yep. Hold these spots. I mean, that's still... that has its ups and downs, too, you know? Because if one of them gets knocked, it's going to be hard. So they got to be careful still. But that's what 4AM is so good at doing. When they even have solo players, they're so good at just body control. And you know what the good thing is? They always put themselves in a position, if they get knocked, they're in a place where they have cover and can get revived.
Yeah. And it's not just having cover and getting revived. The big thing is having cover and being able to get revived. And also, if your teammate reviving you gets pushed, it's defendable.
Yeah.
I think that's the one big thing a lot of players overlook. Like, hey, I'm safe. You can res me. Yes, you're behind cover. Yes, you can't get shot at if I revive you. But if I get pushed, I'm in a terrible spot. And that player pushing me is more likely to win.
Yep.
Because we see that happen all the time, even at higher level competitive plays.
Absolutely.
Right?
They go in for the revive, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm safe. They go for the revive, but guess what? Now we're both screwed.
Yeah. Technically, I am safe.
Yep.
Until that guy comes and pushes us, and you're in a terrible spot to try and defend that push.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I think that's one big thing that players should look out for, and we see it happen so much.
When you're playing off angle, you gotta put yourself in a spot that where if you do get knocked, you can get revived, and like you mentioned, it's also
we saw it. Oh, that was another fight going on at 4 a.m. Pushing up on digital athletics. Sasaki pulling the gate here, going up the not even needed. I don't know how 4 a.m. does it, right? Like
from pushing down, dude.
from downhill to uphill. How do they get these knocks?
Dude, I think that's just practice of so good at just being able to hit those kind of shots, you know? And you know what? And I think the reason why they're so good at it is because they're an edge team.
Okay.
You know, because since they play on that edge, outer edge, and push in, I think they're just so used to like that particular.
Those, like, slimmer angles
they're used to those particular angles where they have to push up hills because of their play style, as opposed to a team that's like always rotating central.
Yeah, they'll be more uphill usually going down.
That's right. So I think like you know they just got more hours put in at just understanding that when they see that little dot on top of that hill, boop, flick shot, GG, push.
You see a push out of Evos. They got a knock on to Nova here. Oh, they are going aggressive.
Heck yeah, here we go.
Pulls up the revive.
Ooh. Shot from the back, off angle. Hits that lay down. Really nice. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's still nice, but dude, so well executed from Nova, shutting that down real quick. Look at that shot, dude.
1v2. And Evo's just getting picked apart. I do like Evo's trying something here, like going aggressive off the knock, but Nova just like look at this look at this, like this is a split. Team is split up, but it's a practice strategized split where they could cover each other still, even though they're 500, 600 meters away from each other.
And look at the difference of between, like, to be honest with you, like the way that they pushed on Nova, that it showed good individual skill, right? But if you look at Nova,
it's a team.
That's
exactly.
That's a team right there, bro. They don't just use. They're like, oh, we're not gonna 1v1 you. We'll 2v1 you.
Yeah.
We'll 3v1 you.
Yeah.
We got one person shooting at children back, and then as soon as we're gonna come up, we're gonna 2v1 you.
Yeah.
You know, so like, it's almost like
that's what separates.
It's almost like you're trying to get into it's like imagine you guys are in high school, right? And you're trying to get in a fight with a person, and you know how like we all grew up, you know, being like, oh, 1v1 me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta be a man and 1v1. Yeah. Imagine you try to go and you punch a Nova player, and then two of his friends just come up and just start whooping your ass. You know? That's Nova. They're a team. Like, and guess what? They prefer to do that every time. Like, they will always roll deep, and every single time you try to catch one just comes from the side and just slaps you across that side of the head. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta realize, yo, you gotta bring your homies too. You know? You gotta bring your homies into that fight, because they don't fight fair. They're gonna go ahead and use every advantage they have to win. And guess what? After that, they're gonna take home 300K to the bank, dude. You know, so
yeah, I mean it's
the way to do it.
That teamwork. Sorry, that teamwork. Water, you know. That teamwork is really what separates strong teams from just strong players.
Yep.
Right. There's so many strong players, especially at this level, and there's so many strong players in the scene.
Sure.
Right, and we see great individual plays all the time, and that push, like
we saw him, like we got shot in the back, hit that nice lay down.
So like his mechanics are on point, and we have a 2v1 here. So COO2 got the off angle, supported his teammates. He does get him down to 1 HP, but now that he's forced to take the 1v1.
Gets a reload now. His member on top should be giving that intel, dude, of where the guy is. You know,
the footsteps. He can hear the footsteps.
There he is. And oh, nice
pops
finish.
Over. Yeah. So I think this guy Slayer just like 1v4'd actually. We saw him shooting earlier at that car blown up over there.
Order and the kill feed popping off. Zeus going down now.
So Zeus fighting with 4 a.m. And I think that just leaves 1 4 a.m. player. He just buggy C-switch in FPP with the wheel blown out.
Like I mentioned, bro. Like I mentioned, the plates, right? The scene, dude.
Right.
They got it all, bro.
Can you buggy seat switch and take someone out?
Bro, that's like having, I mean, like some caviar with like they're in crystal. You know what I'm saying? Like they got all the extra, the fancy things, and the meat and potatoes is good too. You know. So I think I think a lot of players are like, oh, I gotta learn that mechanic. I gotta learn that stuff. And I'm just like, dude.
The basics.
Bro, that's like you gotta open up a mom and pop restaurant first, dude. You know, before you start trying to go to a 3 Michelin star restaurant, you know?
Well put. So we have 6 teams left. We have 4 AM, BTR, Nova. So the big 3 are still up. Abrupt Slayers here, trying to hold down their spot, and we have Arrow looking right over the top. And the last player from Slayer, 2 Slayer members actually. And the zone shifts
nice
off.
little shifts. One thing I love about 4 AM is like you always see them when they have those shifts, they'll always hug circle and just go to the hard shift side.
Yeah.
And then just push their way in from there. Because they know it's going to be light on people and teams. They can always handle it.
Order pushing up here. I don't know if Nova knows there's a team right here.
Well, you know now. Oh, yeah, just miss the shots.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready to take those shots.
Sure.
There was like a slight pause, so
Yeah.
they didn't know there was a
hesitation
team here. But the rest of Nova pulling up. Pairboy getting that long range angle. Best long range player I've like ever seen.
Oh, dude. I mean, that guy's spray is just phenomenal. And with every gun. With the mini, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. This dude
The
can...
taps with the mini,
Oh.
the taps with the M16,
So dumb.
sprays with the DP, legendary, sprays with the M4. Like, you think you could spray with an M4 because it's so easy to use, right? Wait until you see this guy spray with an M4.
And that's what I love. I think that Nova, they're so good at putting their players in positions that
Make
really,
them excel.
Exactly. You know, like, so if you suck at CQC, like close quarter combat, you know, stay in the back end, you know, and like
Yeah.
Paraboy, he doesn't suck, you know, but like he knows that his long range is a step above everybody, you know. So let's go and just, even though he's not the off angle specialist, you know, like I could switch to that role at any time, you know. And that's interesting too because Nova, especially like during the tournament, they swapped out players.
No, they did.
They did.
Oh, 4 AM running into Nova here. 1 down from each side. Savano's last one up, I believe.
Oh, here they go.
Oh no, Sook is still up.
Oh,
Savano
got taken out.
gets taken down. Last member, Sook, can't provide that cover fire. Does get order with the M16. Under the wheels. Gets a few shots in. Oh, did he get it? Oh no, he got revived.
Okay.
Sook, unfortunately, not able to find that slim angle. He throws that smoke down. He's going to run up to the tree.
It's risky, dude. Risky, you gotta do it.
I mean,
have to.
I mean, he can just leave.
Yeah.
But
just scrims.
But Nova's gonna probably push him afterwards.
Yeah.
So he's gonna just try and keep as much advantage as he can right now and pressure them a little bit.
Yeah, I think he realized the distance is too far though. He's like, yo, dude.
They're behind hard cover.
Yep. Let me go back. Yeah. He's like, no, he tried.
And, oh. So the first day, I was talking about the M16.
Yeah.
NA doesn't use the M16 as much, right? Chinese players, they will carry M4, M16. Like that is their combo. You rarely see that.
You rarely do.
Yeah.
Just single tapping, bro, from long distance.
Yeah, because I feel like the thing is and I feel this way still, but the more I see this, it's changing my mind. But usually I just think, I could single fire with an M4 just like an M16.
Sure.
Why don't I just M4 AK, M4 Uzi?
Yeah.
Right? But the M16, I think the Chinese have really learned how to utilize it more than any other region. So you see them rocking that M16 and it shows.
It shows so strong, dude. Because I think a lot of teams, they rock like Uzi M4. Because they're like M4 for long range all day long.
Yeah.
You know? But I think that especially from 300 meters, just sometimes single tapping, bro, is a little bit stronger than just trying to do some crazy spray where you're only gonna hit the first 2 bullets and it's gonna get a little bit off, you know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see, man. It's crazy to see these different strategies from different squads.
Yeah, this is a nice zone shift. We got a lot of dynamics going on here. We have BTR holding majority, but they're holding some compounds and elevation. Slayers coming in from the edge side, and Arrow also getting the high ground of high grounds. Way up here.
How many kills does Bigetron have so far? 0, right?
0.
That's what I was about to say. Bigetron, like they do this really well too, where they play so passive until the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, at what point does Bigetron decide they want to turn it on? You know?
Right.
And like even from this position, I think right now they would opt to stay quiet, just to not give away where they're at, and hopefully catch a team slipping
Yeah.
So they can get either free kills or something like that. But a lot of other teams will just be shooting like crazy. They're just like, oh, stay away from them, you know?
Yeah.
It's an interesting mechanic.
Yeah. So 4 a.m. has a solo up right now, and they still need to get in zone.
Nova.
Cat goes down to Micro Boy, but he's in a safe spot to be revived. Bobo up close. M4. Oh, Micro Boy, so quiet over there.
It's also, you see what I'm saying?
He didn't know there was a player there at that angle.
That's what they do. That's what they do, man.
Suk goes down, and Nova third-partying that. And is Suk in zone here? 7 meters away from zone.
Nice.
Micro Boy gets knocked and thirsted there too.
He's taken out. I'm gonna go ahead and go for that rev, that heal. Suk gonna try to throw a long-range nade, possibly on that smoke. Yeet! Can he hit it? For 3? Oh, tapped him.
That was a 2-pointer. Here comes the 3-pointer, maybe?
Can he do it? That's an eviction notice, bro. Nope. Every time you throw that nade, it's like, yo, you better back up.
Suk actually almost died to Cat here.
He felt that one.
Cat's finding that angle. He's wrapping around.
Look at that, bro. Representing Canadian power right now, dude. Got the horse head, dude.
And Suk goes down to the M16.
M16!
Paraboy. Hey, look at his other gun, the M4. M4, M16.
M4, M16.
And you can spray at that distance with the M4, but there's a reason why Paraboy is the greatest at long range, and he's using an M16 instead.
I think he recognizes that, you know what? If I get an angle from this distance, I'd rather have an M16 and 2-tap him in the head.
Yeah.
You know? Than try
but it takes so much practice to be able to do that.
I mean,
with
that's laser focus, bro.
Yeah.
With that 4X, dude, I mean, like, he just knows that range so well. I mean, look at that! Every single shot was right in the same exact spot.
Yeah, so we're down to 4 teams now. Arrow, Rough Slayers, and oh, the spray is coming in.
Yep, and the Paraboy's like, alright, time to get the action, switch to that M4.
This is going to come down to a Nova versus BTR finish. I have a strong feeling about this.
I would like Nova to see them just like prioritize zone.
Yeah, they're just cleaning out the sides right now.
Yeah. So like, they don't have kill priority, but now they do.
Oh.
So.
Getting that opening onto Arrow too at the same time.
Clean. Very clean.
Joker's just forced out of the smoke. Yep, and they get it. Yeah.
No problem.
Rena forced to just run to the other way.
Rena, run!
So we got and BTR is only a 3-man because Nova picked up
yeah.
one
Micro
earlier.
Boy, I got taken out.
I think Micro Boy got a little bit too aggressive there. So I mean, even though BTR is such a high-level team, and when we watch what Micro Boy did, not really a mistake or anything.
Not a mistake.
But it's just like when he got that opening knock, adrenaline's pumping, right?
Sure.
I want to push up, clean it out, and then 4 a.m. came. I think the right move, the perfect move would have been just fall back.
Yep. Got the knock. Yo, there's a team here.
Yeah.
Go back to my squad.
Let 4 a.m. deal with that squad.
Yep.
You know?
True.
But it's just
in perpetuity, right?
Yeah. When we saw Micro Boy do that, it's nothing wrong. He got shot in the back. That sucks. But like, honestly, Nova was there. He should know. Nova was around there. And that split-second decision, like suddenly 4 a.m.'s there. Okay, just fall back.
Yep. It's. I mean that's an in-game call, right? Like, you play aggressive with fast. And that point, he was aggressive and just got caught in the end, you know? But look at this. 4 Angry Men.
3-1 push.
Now they recognize one member is separated. Let's just go ahead, bully him. Ooh. Nice nade there.
Yeah,
but guess what? He's separated, you know, so.
Not able to help.
Done.
And Cool Boy, of course, holding the support angle there.
Giving his intel, saying, hey, you know what? You guys are good. Go ahead, get those reses off. I know where they're at. Next zone comes. 43 seconds. Yeah, and Bigetron got it. Bigetron got the zone.
They did. And they finished off the last member of Arrow.
And look at this. Regardless of even if they didn't make the right play, Bigetron...
Oh, there.
Baby!
What a shot. Liquid.
Let's go!
BTR.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That was gross.
I want to see a BTR push up here. Even though they have zone, They have an advantage right now.
I would like to see them throw
How is Luxie not dead yet?
It's the support, dude. Look at this. I was about to say, I would love to see some highly offensive smokes. Like, smoke the heck out of Nova's face. And as that blue zone starts closing, throw every nade, Molotov you have, and just make that, use that blue zone to your advantage. But you got to do it now. Otherwise, you play too passive. They're going to push up on you for free. Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay, I think. Cat's got no helmet. Broken vest. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, this guy's going to get hurt.
And that's a beautiful nade. Right inside. Pops out. Liquid goes down.
Here they go.
Luxie gets one.
Nades all over.
And it's a 1v3 now.
Just like that.
Last
Oh, Zuxi, can he throw this nade? Zuxi from downtown. Oh, we got one. He
picked up a point there. He picked up a point there.
So big. So, like, right there, I mean, wow. Well, still, what a game, bro. Nova winning 2 today.
Yeah.
2 today. And with a crap ton of kills, bro. 12.
Order with 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, 9. I thought it was 6. Upside down, bro. 9 kills from Order, bro.
9 kills from Order.
Boy.
Plus 4. That's 15.
Dang. So, like, right there, I would have loved to see Bigetron, like I mentioned, throw some more smokes.
Throw it further.
Further out. So that way, they know that they have cover. They have no sight lines.
Right.
And just drop all the utility from the back.
Yeah, stall.
Just stall.
While you're going for that.
Make sure that they can't push. So that way, when the blue zone starts coming, that blue zone stinks at that end, you know? And then from there, but at the end of the day, they opt to go for that res.
Yeah.
And
I think it would have been better, yes, to throw it further. But you also have to recognize, though, when he got that revive off, they timed it perfectly to the point where that guy got off the first aid, and the guy doing the revive got behind the building to provide support and shoot over. So, like, yeah, it would have been better to throw the smokes further, but you still have to realize, like, that was such a small window timing, and they actually did it correctly, I think.
They did it correctly in the grounds that they were able to get a fair fight.
Yeah.
You know?
But, like, so many other teams, though, same revive, and what happens? That guy gets off the first aid, guy pops in, runs through the door, knocks him.
Yep.
The guy that did the revive isn't ready to support yet, or the guy that gets revived can't get the first aid off because, you know, he's getting pressured.
Sure.
But, like, they managed to get that revive in such a tight situation.
And there'd be certain times where they get the revive, but they have to fight, and the person doesn't even get a first aid off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean you're right. I mean, it played out to where if they hit those shots, they were able to do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like, you know, from a standpoint of, like,
what to improve on.
You don't have to deal with 4 angry men. I mean, just let the nades do the work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, either way, still second place. I mean, this is being hypercritical, right?
Yeah.
But still,
I mean, you have to be hypercritical with BTR.
Absolutely.
They already do, like, almost everything perfectly.
Yep. So we see any little thing that's a little bit, you know, like. Yeah.
I mean, what else are we gonna talk about?
Sure.
Everything else they do, like, so well. I mean, we were talking about Microboy, right?
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, it's not really a mistake.
Not a mistake.
But, like,
could play. You just
if you're, like, hyper aware and, like, could digest 4AM's position, the guy you knocked, and Nova, and it's just like. Just run back in.
Play it safe a little bit right there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's better, but I wouldn't say Microboy made a mistake.
I mean, I think anybody.
You got to be hypercritical at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. Just play more devil's advocate for sure.
And let's go to the scores.
The scores.
And
Nova XQF taking it, baby. They say, you know what? This is ours. This is ours.
Class. And look at this class, right?
Yep.
Second place.
Second.
But who are we talking about on each of the highlight reels? BTR, 4AM. Like, you're right. The way class plays, nothing too flashy, but they stick to the basics. They do what is required, and consistency shows through at the end.
And look what I was talking about when it comes to class.
Yeah.
Is they're always going to be consistent, but all they need is a couple pop-off games. Right? They got it.
They got one.
They got one, right? One, but that was enough to beat Bigetron Esports.
Yeah.
4 angry men.
Yeah.
You know, in a short form tournament, which is coming up.
That is true.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like if they get fortunate, you know, and get a couple of good positions in those games, dude, they can win this whole damn tournament, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy. So that's what I was talking about, like teams that we need to look, like other players need to look at. I would just be trying to replicate whatever the hell Class Digital Athletics are doing because they are
start there first.
Start there first.
Definitely.
Because you have to be able to do what class does to even get to that high level. Because like Bigetron, 4AM, and Nova, they've done what class did a year ago. And now a year later, now they have all that fancy stuff. Like we saw Nova with the buggy swap, you know, and just like, oh, no problem. Like, let's just have fun, you know?
Yeah.
So to see that is great. But at the same time, dude, it's all about winning that money. And class showing that right there, if this was the finals, second place is a hell of a payday.
Yeah.
Hell of a payday.
That's true. That's true. Wow.
What a scrim, dude.
Those are some matches.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we got BTR, Nova, and 4AM here today.
Yeah.
And I mean, they stole the show.
They did.
Yeah. They're up there. Dude, and
to see Paraboys like that, just watching... I mean, I guess I'm just such a fan. I'm just such a fanboy of this game. So, like, to see Paraboy bust out that M16 M4 or the M16 4X from downtown, and you see him just tap 3 times, and every single shot when he tapped, it was literally on the same dot. So if he sees a head, and he shoots those 3 from 300 meters, that's knock.
That is.
As opposed to an M4, maybe you hit the first bullet and you miss the other 2.
Have you seen his DP montage?
I haven't.
Oh, you need to look it up. It's
really?
Absolutely disgusting. I'm like, it's like 300 meters, right? And the best part for me is he sees the target 300 meters away. He doesn't just start shooting the 3 bullet bursts right away. You see him like line it up, takes a second, shoots 3 to 4 bullets. Double headshot, knocked, 300 meters away, and it's just like so. And it's so methodical,
especially towards like comp endgame. Yeah, you get those knocks. Yeah. You're not gonna be able to get the thirst because it's so far. But guess what? Endgame, you just took their helmet off.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
And you took the helmet off.
You're not gonna be able to find another helmet.
Nope. Yeah. So now you're naked, and, you know, and you're beat up, and maybe you don't have first aids. Right. So then it just gives them an advantage, dude.
Yeah,
towards the end. It's crazy.
Definitely.
Crazy to see.
All right. I think that's it.
That's it, baby.
That's it for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. As always, we got Hotjukes here. Shout outs to you, man. Shout outs to Sakumai. And also shout outs to Erwin.
Yeah, Erwin, dude. Putting the graphics together looks great.
All the graphics. Shout outs to you, man, if you're watching. Appreciate it.
Hit the sub button. Hit the sub button. Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I'll be doing more, or this man is pushing me to do more on my YouTube.
Let's go.
And I will be. It's going to be
talk about, baby. Let's get it.
Content,
dude. So, I mean, man, if you guys think this is anything, there's some big stuff coming up, guys. So make sure you go hit that subscribe button. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram. If you guys want to follow me as well, Twitter.
Which way is the sub button?
The sub button, dude.
Is it this way?
I think it's over here.
It's over here? It's
there.
This way?
Right. This is where the good stuff is, baby. Right here. All right. It's just...
All right, guys. Have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you might be. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and apologize for being so tired. I wish I could give you guys more energy, but it is like...
Who else is putting these teams together, bro?
It's like 5 a.m.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
And there we go.